All right, and we are live here on YouTube for the NASCAR Cup Series Brickyard 400 here at Indianapolis Motor Speedway. Well, not here at Indianapolis, but you know what I mean. All right, just gonna do a quick check. Might angle this a little bit more towards kind of middle here so I can nope. Sorry, I wanted to angle it the other way. No, I want less of the door in so I can slide. Okay, I've got no idea how this angling is working. Yeah, I want to be able to fit more of me on screen. I deal with that image even yet. Oh, that's my bracket. Okay, that is completely torn up after. There we go. That'll get me a lot more centered. There we go. Now I'm way more centered. Let's keep the thing off screen just a bit, and we'll slide a little bit further this way. All right, so we are here, though. We are ready for this one. I just need to go ahead and get the... where is the in-season? Okay, give me a second. I'm going to try and see if we can get this in-season tournament bracket fully up here. All right, so interact, in-season challenge. There we go. Because I like having the in-season challenge tracker, because especially for championship night. As I say, we will be talking about this probably for the entirety of the duration, or for a decent chunk of the race at least. Go ahead and put that up there. Now we could go ahead and full screen it all the way up there, but that takes up quite a bit of room. Alright, so there we go. Welcome on in. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, we'll go ahead and put it up in the opposite corner. Alright, so there we go. We are here. We are ready for this one. Give me 1 second. I will have chat up in a moment where I can actually read it. Alright, there we go. We are here. We are ready for this one. First driver to win the pole at the Daytona 500, Coca-Cola 600, and Brickyard 400 in a season. Chase Briscoe. Could he do all four crown jewels? We obviously got next month. We have the Southern 500 coming up at the end of August. Could Chase Briscoe be the first driver in NASCAR history to win the pole at all of them? Stop listening, TV. I'm not trying to swap off the TV. All right. But yeah, that would be impressive if Briscoe ends up being the first and only driver in NASCAR history to win the pole for every crown jewel in a single year. I mean, I'd be impressed by that. I think that would be incredibly impressive. So we already had the command start the engines. They are really moving things along, as we do have some weather forecasted as possibly hitting the speedway in about an hour and a half. So we have got to get this one going. Briscoe and Bubba Wallace, row 1. Row 2, we've got Eric Jones, Tyler Reddick. Row 3, we find Ty Gibbs running for the $1 million alongside William Byron, Busher, and Hocevar, Allmendinger, Cindric rounding out your top 10. Then we got SVG qualifying in the 11th position, his best true qualifying performance on an oval. Kyle Busch alongside. Larson trying to make up for his disaster at Indy earlier this year. And alongside him, I believe was, I didn't get a chance to actually see who it was. But then we got Logano and Bell, row 8. Row 9, Barry and Gregson, former SHR teammates, neither one on SHR now. Todd Gilliland and Austin Dillon making up row number 10. Bowman and Michael McDowell to the rear of the field. No! I mean, not that I thought he had a real shot to win this one, but come on. Then we have Priest and Blaney sharing row 4. sharing row 12, a couple of Ford teammates. Riley Herbst and Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon rolling off from the 26th position today. It's going to make it hard for that in-season tournament. Then we got back in row 15, the lone Haas driver, Cole Custer, alongside Chase Elliott. Suarez and Stenhouse in row 16. Row 17 is where we find Ross Chastain. Row 18, we find Jesse Love and John Hunter Nemechek, who will both be going to the rear of the field. Catherine Legg and Josh Bilicki in row 19. All of them out-qualifying Denny Hamlin, who crashed in qualifying and it will be the lone starter on row 20. Or at least officially starting on row 20. A bunch of people dropping to the rear of the field, including him, so he will have to start dead last on the day if he wants to win this race here. Let's go ahead and give you guys you guys should get at least 10 minutes of no interruptions from YouTube ads on these streams, so I will try and do my best not to throw them in. YouTube, hopefully you can avoid throwing them too. But yeah, so last 6 races, Chase Elliott getting his one and only win of the season, but he's been on an incredible hot streak, including taking the points lead, the regular season points lead away from teammate William Byron. So weird to think that the two guys leading the points are the two guys with are both guys with only one win between them. Definitely a funny combination there. Alright, so here we go again. We've got all the cars dropping to the rear of the field here. Hopefully we will have a green flag here shortly. Feel free to let me know who you guys think is going to win this race. My race pick for today, I ended up going with, I think I went Byron. William Byron. I had him trying to bounce back a little bit. Lost the regular season points lead that he'd been very loosely holding on to, and now I have him bouncing back for a win here. So restarts, track position is key, and pit road. Restarts, being able to gain track position while bunched together, that is going to be a big factor here. So fuel window is 40 to 42 laps, not enough to make an entire stage on fuel. So they will have to pit for fuel in all 3 stages. We will be going 50 laps, and the final 60 lap run to the checkers. Again, fuel window about 40 to 42 laps. And yeah, hopefully we can make it through at least the first 2 stages before the rain comes, because I would hate to think that we get brought back here on a Monday for this one. As I say, if we do, we'll still be here. We won't go for like a 24-hour live stream, but we will be. We will come back live the morning after. So, and we do have rain delay content prepared, ready to go. Field is nice and doubled up. Looks like they are going to be ready to go back green, but those clouds are not looking pretty here. As we go, here we go. Pace car is off. Field in the hands of I'm going to say, field in the hands of Briscoe and Bubba here as we get ready to go. Green, green, green. Green flag's out. We are racing here at Indianapolis. Man. All right, so there we go. Underway here, down into the first corner. The Toyota's playing very nicely with each other. Nobody really trying to steal any... no one risking anything here on the early part. Where did Ty Gibbs start from the rear? Oh wait, no. Did he just drop back for whatever reason on the start. I did not see him in that early bunch. Or maybe he's just running a paint scheme I'm not familiar with him. I see the... Oh, is he running that green car? No, that's... Oh, no, he's in that red car behind Eric Jones, who was the green car I was seeing. Okay, so he and Jones just dropped back on the start, which is not exactly great, but again, he had the positional positional gap over Ty Dillon to be able to afford a couple place drop and still be able to make some ground up. So through the first lap, though, we got a bunch of drivers on the move upwards, and a lot of drivers kind of going the wrong direction. I'm going to say, obviously, all those drivers who were qualified pretty good, but had to make changes after practicing qualifying that ended up being unapproved adjustments, had to go to the rear of the field, and that opened up a lot of spots here. Kyle Busch up to 11th here. SVG hanging on a lot better than he did last week. Last week, supposedly, the reason why he pit was that he thought he had a tire going down, but it ended up just being the fact that the racetrack was really rough. And that is a pretty embarrassing mistake for a professional racing driver to make. Now, I am fully aware he is a road course guy, not an oval guy, so a rough oval like Dover is not normal for him. But you still can't make that kind of mistake. I mean, especially because he raced Dover last year, I'm pretty sure, in the Xfinity Series, so he should have had at least some idea as to how rough a surface it is. I mean, if he was going to a track for the first time, I can understand him being a little unnerved by just how rough some of these ovals can be. I mean, especially like Old Atlanta, Darlington later this year. I could understand the concern for how rough some of these tracks are, but I don't know. That one does not feel overly rough. Or at the very least, it's one he should have known from last year, so. Let's say, here we go. 5 laps in, though. 4 laps in. Briscoe holding a pretty good lead here. The 3 Toyotas at the front, him, Bubba Wallace, and Reddick, all working very well together. Alright, so there we go. And right now, really, Byron, the only one who's been able to move up inside that top 5. But Denny Hamlin up 9 spots since the start of the race. Obviously, he had the furthest to come, but hey, he's making some passes here. Some very worthwhile passes, and lots of drivers getting... Oh, no, come on. Kyle Busch tags the fence. Great. Yeah, I'm pretty sure that was Kyle Busch was on board and he scraped the fence. But yeah, so there we go. Denny has never won at the Brickyard. That is a little bit of a surprising statistic, considering Denny's been so good at so many tracks. Kind of surprising that this one's eluded him up to this point, but I guess we'll have to wait and see if today can be the day. As he's already up into the 30th position, he's going to try for more here. But yeah, right now, though, we have ourselves a pretty good race going. Allmendinger holding on to a top 10 spot. That's actually pretty impressive. All right, Kyle Busch still hanging on to a top 10 despite having just nicked the wall coming off of one of the corners. All right. So yeah, right now we got ourselves a good race going. Talking about Hocevar and Blaney are a couple of guys I'm kind of interested in here. I don't remember how Hocevar did, but from the stats they just showed on the screen, he did pretty well. And obviously, I believe Blaney was the runner-up 1 year ago at the Brickyard to Kyle Larson. Obviously, there's the unwritten rule that it could just be a Kyle Larson race when Larson finally gets up here, but you got to get there first. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here though. 7 laps complete here. And everybody kind of just maintaining their spots, which feels a little bit boring here. Come on, guys. Somebody make a challenge on a position. So far, though, down the front straightaway, here comes Tyler Reddick looking to try and make a move on his teammate, Bubba Wallace, into turn 1. Bubba Wallace is going to forfeit the spot pretty effortlessly. No real pressure there to try and avoid slowing them both up by trying to fight his teammate. And now it looks like he is way off the pace of his teammate as Reddick powers past him. Reddick looks like he's got the pace to maybe charge up there and challenge Briscoe for the lead. Bubba Wallace has not shown anywhere near that kind of effort, or at least pace. Sometimes the race car doesn't allow for the effort to show. So maybe Bubba's car isn't handling as good, but so far though, Reddick is clearly a very fast driver. He just jumped up there. And a 1/10 of a mile an hour off the lap of Briscoe 1 lap ago. As they crossed the line, Reddick was faster that time by. Alright, there we go again. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So far though, Reddick actually has the fastest lap of the entire event though. As they go to commercial break here, and we'll continue to follow this one as a side-by-side here. Again, remember, they will need to pit before the end of the stage to be able to make it all the way through. But yeah, we are chilling. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So again, right now, this is kind of the thing with Indianapolis is that the track does lend to drivers getting a little bit spread out here. I'm hoping that at least we can keep the 19 and 45 somewhat close together because those two cars look fast and they are actually looking like they're right about the same speed. So if Reddick can continue to close in, maybe battle with 19 a little bit for the lead would be pretty cool. But so far we got where's Denny Hamlin gotten to? Is he made it out of 30th place? All right, Denny Hamlin has advanced past 30th. Let's see where he's currently at. All right, so Denny Hamlin. Oh no, Denny Hamlin did not get by Justin Haley, and in fact lost the spot to Ricky Stenhouse instead. There we go. All right, well, Ricky Stenhouse Jr. definitely not impressing with a 30th place run, but hey, able to get ahead of Denny Hamlin, and Denny Hamlin's momentum has been stopped in his tracks here. All right, there we go. All right, we are chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. Again, 12 laps in here. We are working our way through this one. Oh, yep, here we go. Oh, they're playing the ad for Naval Base Coronado, which will be home to a NASCAR Cup Series, Xfinity Series, and Truck Series event next year. Layout is yet to be determined, but if it is the layout that they teased in the trailer, I'm looking forward to it. So, yep, as I say, I'm very much looking forward to that race. I don't necessarily feel like trucks is needed there. I feel like the trucks do their best work on short track. So if you're gonna bring them to California, bring them to a more local short track type of race, or just keep them home and run them at either a local short a more local short track to help with their costs, because that was something that the team owners complained about a lot earlier this year in Vegas, is that they didn't want to make the trip out west for Vegas. They didn't feel it would be profitable, which is a really bad sign if you can't make money in. Well, I guess not making money in Vegas is kind of a staple of most people's performances at Vegas, but when you're bringing a NASCAR team to Vegas, you shouldn't have. You should be able to find corporate sponsorship that can cushion your trip. That way, you don't feel like you lost too much. So that is a little concerning, and that's why I've started to lean towards. I feel like the Truck Series needs to find its place as basically the Southern Short Track Series. Like, bring them to some of these quarter-mile tracks. Like, have them run a point state at Bowman Gray. If we really want to make Bowman Gray into a NASCAR venue and not just a track that's purely known for retaliation, go ahead and put the trucks at Bowman Gray. But man, those last 5 finishes for Briscoe, a win, 2 seconds, and a little bit of bad luck mixed in. I mean, hey, those are some good finishes there. Certainly will not complain about that. So yeah, there we go. Yeah, won at Pocono, then lost, then was caught up in the big wreck at Atlanta. Got a little bit of damage at Chicago and ended up mid-pack, but then runner-up finish at Sonoma last week, or at Sonoma 2 weeks ago, and then Dover last week. Buescher's had I think a quietly consistent run. I mean, Cup 2 finishes in the teens, the rest of them right at the edge of breaking into some top 5s. I mean, Buescher, I think, is going to need a little bit more, but at the moment he is sustaining a spot above the cut line. So far so good. But yeah, so Ty Dillon's made up a couple of spots here, but he's still 12 seconds back of catching Ty Gibbs, who is still maintaining a top 5 level pace. He is currently in 6th place behind Jones, but he's at least been maintaining spots at Jones. Alright, so again, right now we are definitely working this one out. And I say, by no means is this racetrack, this racetrack is very much a mental game here. A lot of math, a lot of strategy here. The fuel window is open, so theoretically you can put yourself on pit road now. If I'm one of these drivers like an AJ Allmendinger, maybe not an Allmendinger. Let's try and come up with a driver. Give me a second, guys. I'm going to try and come up with a strategy here. Let's say if I were SVG, that works. If I am Shane Van Gisbergen and I want to try and earn an extra playoff point here by potentially winning the stage, I'm coming to pit road really early and trying to get on fresh tires sooner and see if I can absolutely blast my way to a win. If I'm SVG, that's what I'm doing. If I am, where's Josh Berry? Berry's, I don't know if Berry's close enough to the rest of the field to pull that strategy off. He might be. Oh! Spin and crash at Ross Chastain. Well, should have taken my advice, because if Van Gisbergen did pit, he would be able to lead the field to green. Instead, he will have to pit with everybody else. Caution flag is out. They can make it to the end of the stage here on fuel now. And no more questions there. Caution flag flies. Hate it for Chastain in that Busch Light Lime car. Let's see what happened. He was right behind. Okay, so he was sandwiched behind Denny Hamlin, and on the back bumper is McDowell. And so did McDowell bump him, or did he go too low and clip the curbing? I'll need to see that replay again. Regardless, I don't think it's any sort of punishable action, which we'll talk about penalizable action here in a moment. Well, we have a chance, because we'll get a chance for me to rant about Austin Hill in a minute. But yeah, I want to see another full replay of that. Can we back that up, guys? Come on. Show. You guys love showing replays 500 times. Okay, so I'll get the oh, no, I don't have the subtitles on, so I didn't get to hear what McDowell, or I didn't get to read what McDowell said there. All right, here we go. Chastain's standpoint. I got no idea, and they haven't dropped. He hasn't dropped the window net yet. And so that's not good if the because typically dropping the window net is your way to signal to the team that you're okay. So the fact that window net is not down yet is a little concerning here. I'm not sure if maybe something just is not Oh, wait, no, he wasn't. He didn't want to go down. He thinks he could get back to the garage and fix this one. He doesn't want to get towed. He didn't want to get towed. So here we go. Chastain's going to drive it back around to the pits. So yeah, unfortunate there for Chastain driving that, again, pretty beautiful Busch Light Lime car, but ultimately comes up just a little bit short here. Hey, how's it going? Saw you at the Unity race. I was in the blue sweatshirt. All right, well, hey, nice to see you again. And yeah, looking forward to doing this. We got this race here. All right, so again, Chastain already being essentially done for the day. I mean, that level of damage, I'd be shocked if he even returns to the track at some point. Yeah, they're going to go to a commercial break, and now will be a good chance for me to rant about Austin Hill, because I have no idea what on earth Austin Hill was thinking in the Xfinity Series race. Let me go ahead and pull up what I can of the clip real quick. I screen recorded the Twitter video, so I should be able to download that from here. Let's see. All right, let's see. And by the way, the reason why I didn't do yesterday's Xfinity Series race is I was just flat out tired. I had been I had a long shift right after the day after being at the oh, yep, there it is. Okay, I will have to mute that when I go to put it on the screen, because I cannot have the audio. I think I can have the video clip because it is under 30 seconds. Yeah, due to copyright, but I cannot have both, I don't think. So here we go. There we go. We'll pause it. That way I can go ahead and hopefully mute the track here. Give me a second. Oh! Alright, there we go. So I'm just going to go ahead and try and full screen this the best I can here. Alright, so I'm going to just let this, I'm going to just put this on a loop here, so you guys can go ahead and see it. But yeah, Austin Hill just flat out turns left or sorry, yeah, turns left on the straightaway here into Eric Almirola. Almirola does bump him. He makes an amazing save, saves it, and then turns down the track into Eric Almirola. He'll ultimately say NASCAR in the heat of the moment did give a 5 lap penalty for this, but I am kind of surprised they didn't just immediately park him for the race and then be like, hey, we're also gonna potentially go ahead and do it. Oh, we got pit road open. Pit road is open, and pretty much everybody should be coming. Austin Cindric looks like he might be the contrarian. Austin Cindric, Joey Logano, and another PPG car. I believe that's going to be the 3 Penske cars all opting to stay out. All right, so yeah. I mean, again, just looking at that clip there, I have no idea how to defend Austin Hill here. I mean, he... let me go ahead and actually slow this down to 50% speed real quick. So we'll go ahead and slow it down to 50% speed. So he gets shoved. We can actually see the white gloves here. Turns it. And then turns again back down the track once he's saved it. He says he just overcorrected, which, I mean, if so, that's a major mistake there. So Briscoe with 2 tires, Bubba Wallace, Reddick all with 2 tires. For all of the top 10 actually coming out with only 2 tires taken. Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Reddick, Jones, Byron, the top 5. Busher, Bush. Sorry, that was Josh Berry, not Blaney that stayed out. So it's Cindric, Logano, Berry, the front 3. But yeah, so with it at 50% speed here, let's go ahead and break this down. Again, we're still under commercial break here. So again, I'm really making this push. Yeah, probably deserves to get pushed back in the following corner. But then that extra turn down to the left just, I think, is the part of this wreck that is fairly inexcusable there for Austin Hill and will probably lead to a suspension, but we'll have to wait and see on that one. So figured we'd slow it down there, show you guys that, but obviously can't keep that up there just for copyright reasons, but yeah. Alright, so there we go. 20 laps complete here out of 50 in the first stage, so we'll have a 30-lap sprint to the checkers. No chance of running out of fuel for the outside of the front 3, who I think will almost certainly run out of fuel. So the front 3, I think, are looking for... Oh, Balicki? Did Balicki go fuel only? Balicki jumped up quite a few spots here. Alright, so... Alright, let's take a look at where everybody is at here. So you got your 4 Toyotas. Yeah, 4, 5, 6, 7. The first 4 out of the pits. Then you had Byron Busher, Kyle Busch, Allmendinger, Hocevar, Kyle Larson, and Shane Van Gisbergen in the top 5 through the top 14. Brad Keselowski is currently in 15th. So where did Ty? So Ty Gibbs is now 18th. That pit stop could be the opportunity that Dylan was looking for to try and get close to Gibbs and be able to actually show something off here. But yeah, so then you've got Austin Dillon, Christopher Bell, Ty Gibbs, Blaney back here in the late teens to early 20s. But yeah, I'm definitely curious to see what the strategy for the Penske's is going to be here as we're going to be getting ready for this one. Should be going back racing here shortly. And yep, there we go. They double up as we are going to be going green this time. Green this time. But, oh wait, no, that's still turn 2. So we still got a half lap to go. So still plenty of time before the, before they... Alright, so there we go. Wreck up into the wall again, just seeing this replay here. Didn't get a chance to see the McDowell of it all. Okay, here we go. On board with McDowell. So McDowell running in behind him. Okay, so I think McDowell just didn't realize how much Chastain was going to be backing up there. And then here's onboard with a very bad angle here for the onboard, but I don't know. I think Chastain may have been wrecking regardless there because he was dangerously close to that apron regardless. All right, here we go. Pace car is off. Field in the hands of Cindric, Logano, Berry, the three drivers who did not pit. Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, and Reddick, the first three that did. All the front drivers who did pit, though, did come for 2 tires. Not sure who all took 4, who the first driver on 4 is, but here we go. Green, green, green. Green flag's out. We are back to racing. And this is the chance. Cindric, Berry, and Blaney. Cindric, Berry, Logano. All 3 need to just control the front of this field here. I'm kind of surprised Blaney didn't try it with them there. Because an extra car definitely would have helped. And Josh Berry getting absolutely swallowed up by the Toyotas the second this green flag dropped. And I would not be shocked with the way these guys are racing that we may see another spin here. As everybody's popping out of line, trying to pop out of the line looking for whatever clean air. And Hocevar just nearly clobbered Chris Buescher there as they were popping in and out of line left and right like crazy here. Kyle Busch using that opportunity to jump up a couple of spots here. Eric Jones passing Tyler Reddick amongst the chaos. All the way down the apron, another big battle. We got Byron challenging the 45 for the spot. And Byron able to clear Tyler Reddick for the position, but man, these straightaways, they are insane with the amount of people looking for clean air trying to fan out 3, 4, 5, 6 wide down these straightaways. And then other drivers trying to dart back in line to stop other drivers from following them. But here we go. Again, some just insane running here from some of these drivers trying to make up some of these spots. Yeah, every spot matters here on these restarts. They are very important, and man, they are certainly driving like it is. All right, so there we go. We are currently halfway through stage number 1. We are cooking through this first stage. I mean, we are just flying through it. Cindric Logano controlling the front of the field so far. Josh Berry has managed to hang on to a top 5 as well, despite getting taken 3 wide early on in this run. Again, these tires definitely making a bit of a difference here for some of these drivers. And it is one big single file line down the front straightaway this time around. No drivers popping on the line. Nobody thinks they're close enough to try and make a pass with some clean air. But yeah, right now, though, 10th is the best finish since 10th at Pocono, the best finish since his finish at Talladega. That is impressive. And oh no, Michael McDowell with a flat tire. Come on, man. McDowell with a flat tire. Well, Michael McDowell with a flat tire here. Chastain. That was after a pair of really good runs here for Michael McDowell. And now he's all the way in turn 2, so he's going to have to go the whole distance here with a flat tire, and that is not going to be a good one. That is going to end up scraping up a lot of that underbelly, and that is going to be some major damage to have to fixed there, and that is going to be probably the end of McDowell's day. He manages to keep it going the correct direction, though, and avoiding a crash, but at what cost? Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Oh, we have got 9 people watching. Thank you guys for everybody that's decided to spend a portion of your day here. And again, Ty Gibbs has lost some spots here, but Dylan is still about 10 spots behind, 10 to 12 spots behind him, which is gonna mean Dylan still has a bit of a march to try and get up to Ty Gibbs's position to try and challenge for that in-season tournament and the $1 million bonus that one of these two drivers will be walking away with at the end of the day. Again, Gibbs in 19th, and Ty Dillon just dropped back to 36 as we were talking about him, which that is really going to be a hard one to overcome. Alright, so there we go. Again, about 38% left on the fuel tanks for on the projected fuel tanks for Cindric, Logano, and Barry, the 3 drivers who stayed out here. They do still control the front. They have let's say Cindric's actually managed to take off a little bit from his teammate Logano. It's almost like Logano might be fuel saving. And I almost think Cindric might be thinking that, hey, I'm not going to be able to make it to the end of this one. I'm going to try and drive as fast as I can, get a lead, hit late, and hope that I can stay out at the end of the stage, maybe. I mean, that's the best thing I can think of for that one. Alright, so there we go. And ooh. Was that Austin Dillon cutting off Christopher Bell? If so, that was a bold move. Yeah, Austin Dillon up there running up inside the top 15. Good run for Dillon, but you got to be a little bit more careful when you're running around like that. Alright, so again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Currently at a side-by-side commercial, so we're not missing much, but there's not much to miss. They're all kind of strung out here, single file, waiting to see what's going to happen. So yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so here we go. 16 laps to go. 16 more times around here. Again, Barry, Cindric, and Logano all trying to stretch this fuel to the end of the stage. Well, everybody else made their pit stop to make it to the end of the stage. Now, the caution laps definitely could have helped, but I don't know if they helped enough for Cindric, Logano, and Barry may have. Barry dropping back into the pack may have helped him save a little bit, but even he's got to be starting to feel the fuel burn by now, though. Alright, so again, right now, that battle at the cut line is insane. What? Bubba Wallace, how did Bubba Wallace get 53 points up on Priest? Is Priest running like dead last right now and Bubba Wallace is up inside the top 5? That is a large gap. I mean, I knew that Priest didn't have a great run at Dover this past week, but didn't realize it was quite that bad. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Ooh, we are making our way through this one. 14 laps to go. Again, these drivers have been spread out for a little while now. Not a whole lot of imminent passing. Cindric has a 4-second lead. Wow, Cindric is not saving anything. Maybe Logano is saving just a bit here. Now, if I'm Briscoe and the rest of these guys, I don't know why they're sitting about a second and a half, 2 seconds back of Logano. I mean, they can all safely make it, I think. I don't know why they wouldn't be able to safely make it at this point, but right now, yeah, he's running speeds. I mean, he's about 2 to 3 2 to 3 tenths off of a mile an hour per lap. Slower than some of the other leaders' fastest laps, but Here we go. So yeah, I am curious to see what this game plan is here for Logano, Cindric, and Barry. Barry actually just passed Bubba Wallace and back up to fifth, or up to fourth. Wow. Didn't expect Bubba Wallace has dropped back quite a bit because he and Jones are now battling it out for the for sixth there. All right. Oh man, the seat cushion's not staying as flat as I would like it to. But here we go. Again, 10 laps to go here. A whole 10 more laps to go. Michael McDowell 3 laps short here, and Chastain officially is they've officially turned in the paperwork that he'll be going down. And oh, here comes Joe Logano. Logano 10 laps short of the checkered flag. Will come to pit road 42 laps. That is what was projected as the edge of the fuel window. Now, obviously, the pace laps, we had 4 caution laps and a few pace laps at the beginning, so I think that those numbers could be a little off here. Obviously, I'm expecting that we might see some drivers get to, say, 45, maybe 46, but I think 46 is where we start to see the rest of these drivers start to tap out. Yeah, and here comes race leader Cindric at lap 43. So that leaves Josh Berry in second as the only driver who has yet to come to pit road. And yep, here comes Josh Berry down pit road as well. So Josh Berry hits pit road. That will cycle. As the lead has already cycled to Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Jones, Byron up to fourth, and Reddick has dropped all the way to fifth. Sixth, we got Buescher. Seventh, Kyle Busch has made a bit of a rise up the field in the latter part of this stage. Hocevar, eighth. Ninth is Larson. 10th, Austin Dillon. Not bad. Humdinger 11th, 12th Bell, 13th Blaney, 14th Suarez, and Ty Gibbs is in the top 15. Not bad at all. And Denny Hamlin finally cracks the top 20, probably for the first time today. So there we go. Again, we got ourselves a pretty good race going. All right, so there we go. All right, so 5 laps to go. Here we go. We got Jones versus Bubba. It's actually going to be a pretty good battle here. Jones lost a lot of momentum there. Byron on the inside. Byron going to take that spot here. So now can Byron put some pressure on Bubba? Possibly force Bubba into a mistake. Again, I'm curious because Bubba has not been immune to pressure before. And with only 5 laps to go in this stage, and he needs these points desperately if he wants to keep hanging on to this playoff spot anywhere near as tightly as he was. Also, how many points is he above the cut line? 16. So that means Ryan Preece must have been running pretty terrible right now if he was if his current points ranking is that high up. And here comes Jones is coming down pit road just before the pit road here. So, as Eric Jones throwing a bit of a Hail Mary here for the going to throw away stage points to try and go for the win, which, I mean, hey, honestly, I don't blame him. I think that's a great strategy if you feel you need to win. I just think you should probably be doing that at the end of the next stage instead, rather than tipping your hand about that now, because now people are going to have tape. People are going to know to, 1, expect that you might be trying that, and 2, try it with you next time. But Eric Jones getting the other 2 tires he needed there, filling up. Because he can't pit here and still make it to the end of the stage, because that's just too far, way too far. 3 laps to go. Pit road will be officially closing this time by, so the only person left with an option is Briscoe. Could try it, but I think Briscoe's just going to stay out, get this playoff point, and see what he can do. Now, he may help Jones stay on the lead lap here, because Eric Jones is, comes out just ahead of, comes out just ahead of Chase Briscoe here. But Briscoe, I don't think Briscoe wants to lap him, because I think Briscoe wants to leave him on the lead lap. 1, he's not too threatened by him in terms of the race win. And 2, that's a Toyota teammate. Don't really want to give Toyota drivers a hard time, otherwise you might find yourself not getting an easy time from them when you go to need it. Alright, so there we go. 2 laps to go here. Briscoe, Bubba Wallace, Byron, the front 3. Looks like we are going to be seeing the end of it. Looks like we're at least going to get through this first stage here nice and clean. A very clean 50-minute stage here. And final lap, last chance here. Can Bubba Wallace get passed by Byron? Will Byron be able to hang on to it? Busch up to 6th here. Again, Kyle Busch making a great run up through the field here. And Kyle Busch currently 51 points behind Bubba Wallace for the transfer spot. Oh, man, you need Bubba to not run well here. Because, if Bubba runs well today, that is basically going to eliminate most everybody else from the playoff conversation, barring a win. Then if you get a win, then locks you in, and we'll throw some big questions there. Alright, so there we go. Alright, well, we are chilling out there. And yep, Briscoe hangs on for a nice quiet stage win here. Bubba second, Byron third, Reddick fourth, Chris Buescher comes home fifth. Bush, Hocevar, Larson, Dillon, and Allmendinger, the other drivers earning points. Christopher Bell, the first driver to miss out on points here in this stage. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are just chilling here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. I will take one more minute to try and figure this out here. Maybe I committed too quickly to this. Let's see. But yeah, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Boom. There we go. Alright, well, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Again, if you guys are enjoying the stream, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, and let me know, let me know, first and foremost, who you guys think is going to win this race. And I'd also like to hear who you guys think is taking home the $1 million at the end of the night. Because, that's another thing we got today is the $1 million winner between the two ties. We got Ty Dillon, Ty Gibbs. Winner of those two takes home $1 million. There we go. Better. Alright, well, we are chilling here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yeah, I'm still a little bit tired. I apologize if I'm not back to 100% today. I just didn't want to miss a full weekend, and here we go. Pit road is open. Alright, pit road's open, and everybody's coming, bar a couple. Bowman being one of the notables coming out of the line, but most everybody on pit road here. Kyle Busch, Larson, Hocevar. We got the front five all coming down pit road. Alright, so there we go. Hocevar jumps up to the front with it's the only driver on two tires though. That's gonna be tough. Everybody else on 4 tires this time around. That is going to be a rough one there for Hocevar. He is going to have to figure something out there. I don't know what he's planning, but he's got to be planning something, because that is going to be a really, really tough spot to put yourself in. Hey, Redson, how's it going? Alright, we are locking in here, getting ready for the, should be back at the stage 2 restart here shortly. Oh, man. Let's see if we can get something out of 1 pack here while we're at commercial break. Pokeball art vest. Okay, that's pretty cool. Am I going to the Oxford 250? What day is that? Probably not, but I would have to, let me double check. See what day that is. Oxford 250. Date 2025, so it will be held on Sunday the 24th. No, I will not be available I will not be there that day, because I will be, okay, so the pass super, I'm gonna say, the, pass cars are on that one. On Friday. I might be down there for part of that weekend, but yeah, as I probably won't be available for that main event date. As I believe I will be taking part in a Pokemon tournament that date, up in Augusta that day instead. The Friday, yeah, probably. It'll probably, yeah, if I'm only gonna be there for 1 day of the weekend, it probably wouldn't be it. Yeah, Pokemon on Sunday, because the card shop that hosts tournaments closest to me runs them every Sunday at 1 o'clock, but I'm usually streaming NASCAR, so I don't get to play with them very often, but. Alright. Yep. At least I'm pretty sure that's the date, because I'm pretty sure I remember it was it didn't line up with it lined up with the one date that the cup cars were off. Alright, so there we go. Alright, we are chilling out here. They're talking with yeah, so they're talking with Ross Chastain. I didn't realize that they were already back from commercial break, but yeah. I mean, again, the way I saw him coming down the track, I think he was clipping the grass regardless, but definitely made contact with Michael McDowell. I think he would have clipped the grass regardless. I'm sure there's going to be other people who will say every other thing other than that, but I can't control them. So we're going to have Bowman, Priest, Cindric, Haley. What on earth is this front few? I mean, obviously, Cindric, Logano, and Barry all stayed out from the previous one. What are Haley, Priest, and Bowman thinking? None of them pit before the stage, because again, Jones, I know, stayed pitted before the stage ended. Alright, so there we go. Alright. So we're 5 laps in here. This is where I think you might be able to start questioning whether you can make the stage distance on a tank of fuel or not. I certainly wouldn't have, say, if I'm one of these guys who stayed out here, I'd be pitting pretty early for some fresh tires. But yeah, here we go. Who's winning the in-season tournament? I got it up here. We got, right now it's Gibbs in 17th and Dylan is in 33rd. And it's kind of been a fairly large gap most of the day. Gibbs has had a better car and he qualified about 20 spots ahead of Dylan as well. So it has been a very dominant day for Gibbs. Byron and all a bunch of the others were just on pit road at the end of the stage. Drivers who did not pit under the stage were Priest, Bowman, Cindric pitted shortly before the end of the stage with about 9 laps to go on the stage. Logano also pitted with about 9 to 10 laps to go on the stage. Haley stayed out. Hocevar, the first driver, on completely fresh stuff, I believe. So Hocevar, Byron, Bubba, those are your first 3 on completely fresh stuff. As we're going to be getting ready for the restart here. So here we go. Green, green, green. Green flag is out. We are racing here at the Brickyard 400. Once again, underway for stage number 2. Now, I have not checked because I don't want to be upset about this, but it looks like we may be missing the thunderstorm. Let's go. No, let's see. Let's see. Tires aren't mattering much at all today. Yeah, I'm gonna say. Here we go. These restarts have been crazy though. Drivers poking out of line, trying to gain any spots they can. Here comes Joey Logano to the bottom of the racetrack, trying to make a move on Bubba Wallace and I'm not even sure who that is. I think that might be Byron as well, trying to take 6th away from Byron. And here we go. Bubba Wallace jumping underneath Logano, trying to undercut him. And Logano back to 8th place here. Logano is struggling to try and make some moves here. He does have, I believe, some of the older tires of everybody else. But here we go. Let's see. Right now, everybody, as I say, a lot of these restarts have been crazy. People popping out of line here. Restart under review. Uh-oh. Some people might have been poking out of line too early here on the restart. And they are going to be reviewing the restart, seeing if any penalties need to happen. Drivers poking out of line everywhere. Someone's going to get wrecked if they keep doing this. But so far, so good. Larson up to 11th. Larson's climbed his way to 11th. Briscoe battling right now with his teammate Ty Gibbs for 12th here. Ty Gibbs up to 12th. Ty Gibbs seems to be able to drive through the field a lot easier than most other drivers. I don't know if that's something on the setup or what, but yeah, Ty Gibbs is seeming like he's got the ability to just drive because he was like 17 on the restart. Oh no, the 47 of Stenhouse got shot into the fence there as they were poking out of line. Yeah, he just got turned right in front of him. And say, I gotta see what on earth happened. Can we get like a blimp cam there? Do we got a blimp shot? Here we go. I don't know what on earth happened to Stenhouse there. I mean, obviously, Ty Dillon got some damage too, which I actually knew because some friends of mine now that were saw it happen to him. But what happened to Yeah, I gotta know what happened to Stenhouse there. Because, yeah, I have absolutely no idea what happened to Stenhouse. I hope Byron's wins. If I don't have a Wallace, okay. Yep. So, yeah, right now, as I said, Byron's looking pretty solid here, but Bubba Wallace and Hosov are currently the two furthest. No, Byron's up to fifth. Okay, I was going to say they're the two furthest up with the tires, but no, Byron is up ahead of them even. So, Byron making some good moves here through the field. So yeah, there we go. So apparently Josh Berry missing a shift. Apparently Josh Berry on the restart missed a shift and caused Eric Jones to drop back a ton of spots. Jones is currently sat in 15th after Josh Berry's missed shift. Berry only drops to 10th there. All right, so there we go. Again, we are chilling here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If Byron doesn't win, I want Bubba Wallace to win. Okay, well, hey, you've got two really good shots there, considering Byron's currently the leader of the drivers who just pit, and Bubba Wallace is in third of the drivers who just pit. Because, yeah, I mean, as someone who likes Stenhouse, I really want to know what happened to Stenhouse. Obviously, people are going to more so focus on the contact with Dylan because it affects the $1 million challenge. I understand mentioning that, but I have not seen anyone explain what happened to Stenhouse. So Stenhouse and Austin Dillon both off track here with repairs. So there we go. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. How big is my house? Not that big. It's actually my parents' house. I still live with my parents, so. But yeah, right now we got. So they're going to commercial break. Again, right now I'm still surprised that the front few guys like Priest and Bowman haven't had to pit yet because they last pit 43 laps ago, 44 laps ago. Now, obviously, they've had a couple of pace laps, had about 8 pace laps to happen there. But yeah, we are chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. All right, yep. Here comes Ryan Preece coming down pit road after that valiant attempt. Makes it 15 laps in though. He's gonna be able to make it the entire distance here on fuel, and if there's a caution, he could be in position to flip this one. Actually, it's not actually a bad strategy. I'm starting to think maybe the strategists were actually looking pretty smartly ahead to the fact that hey, if you make it this far into the stage. All right, there we go. And here comes Bowman coming down pit road along with Justin Haley. So there we go. Again, a couple other drivers trying some other strategies to try and get off cycle here, see if they can pull something off. Kind of curious to see if it ends up working for them. So there we go. So now that they've pit Cindric, Byron at the front of the field, Cindric, one of those other drivers who is that. So Cindric in first, Logano in fifth, and Barry in seventh are some of the only drivers remaining who have slightly older stuff, but they also pitted a whole lot more recently than the rest of these guys who just came to pit road. But if I'm them, I don't want to get caught out by a caution here. Maybe if I'm Cindric, I can afford to risk getting caught out by a caution. But if I'm Logano, I'm making that pit stop. If I'm Barry in seventh, I'm probably pitting. But yeah. All right, so there we go. Again, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. So again, Priest has actually lost a lap. Oh boy, Ryan Priest lost a lap on that one. That is not good. You don't want to be in a position where you're slow enough to where you lose a lap. Oh, and he only just barely lost a lap, so that just means a slow pit stop there. Do I think Gibbs is going to win the in-season tournament? Based on what I've seen so far today, I have not seen anything from Ty Gibbs Ty Dillon that would suggest otherwise. Gibbs is currently ninth. Ty Dillon currently fighting to try and avoid ending up in 29th. So still nearly 20 spots separating them. I don't see a way barring Ty Gibbs throwing away a speeding penalty on one of the pit stops or a bad pit stop by the pit crew or a mistimed wreck, which again, Gibbs shouldn't be pushing the issue to be in the middle of too much. Because all he needs to do is survive. I don't see any reason Gibbs should lose this one, but I would not rule out the possibility. So here we go. Again, Byron currently sitting 7/10 of a second behind Cindric here for the position. All right. But yeah, right now though, again, we got Priest, Haley both dropping a lap. Bowman was able to maintain the lead lap positioning though, so it is possible to do that and maintain the lead lap. Hamlin up into 11th. Denny Hamlin making a really good surge through the field here. Would love to see him continue to mount that attack here. And if he wins last to first here at Indy for his first time, that would be impressive. All right, so again, right now, Cindric's still, Cindric's actually gaining on Byron. He's starting to pull away a little bit from Byron. Byron is now a full second off of him. 3 seconds back of Byron is Hocevar. Man, there are some big gaps developing, which is just surprising to see at a track like this, where you'd imagine that some of these drivers would be a little bit closer here. All right, so here we go again. Kyle Busch. Oh no, Kyle Busch with a major indent on the front end. Had not seen that. That must have happened during during that stack up with the other drivers there when Barry missed a shift. All right, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. All right, again, we are nearing halfway through this stage, currently under a side-by-side commercial break. Gregson lost 13 laps repairing his car. Austin Dillon is out. Austin, not Ty. Yeah, right now though, this front of the field is really weird, and now Austin Cindric's losing all that ground he gained on Byron here. He's losing it right back to him. I don't know if he's in lap traffic. Okay, that explains why he lost all that time. He was having to pass cars that weren't giving him an easy time, and Byron was able to sneak through the same gaps that was being made for Cindric eventually. So we're actually seeing some lapping of cars here. All right, so the RFK Racing Spotlight. Currently Busher in 16th, or in 6th. Brad Keselowski in the teens, and Ryan Preece with an abysmal day so far. And really, Bubba Wallace is having like the perfect Bubba Wallace day. He's stayed out of trouble up to this point so far. And everybody that's been chasing him for the points, yeah, between Preece and Kyle Busch, have both had really terrible days. All things considered, Kyle Busch currently 25th. Preece back in 31st, a lap down, like we talked about. The only other one that's close behind him ish is Ty Gibbs, and he started the day 52 points below, and still isn't running better than Bubba. He's running inside the top 10, so he's not losing ground, but not gaining it nearly as fast. All right, so again, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully, everybody's having a good time. All right, here we go. Oh, Byron coming down pit road. Okay, so William Byron makes the option to come to pit road before Cindric. Interesting. Again, you're gonna have to make a pit stop if you're gonna make it through this race in its entirety. But and here we go, Custer heading down pit road as well. Oh, Custer with a flat tire coming down pit road. So maybe Byron and team heard about this flat tire on one of the radios and opted to rush a pit stop in on the off chance of a caution flag occurring. All right, here we go. Here comes Larson coming down pit road. Larson on pit road. He's going to go ahead and get his service done and out the way here. Again, a lot of drivers cycling through some pit stops here. It's going to be interesting to see how it ends up going. And then, again, some battling going on further in the pack here. A lot of Toyotas right there in that group. We got Briscoe, Jones, Denny Hamlin. And I say further back in the pack because a lot of these guys have been, but that's actually a battle for 8th, 9th, 10th, and 11th for those Toyotas. And speaking of guys further up in the pack, we got Carson Hocevar pitting from the top few. Now it's Cindric Logano 1-2. Cindric Logano, I'm really impressed that they've made it this far without having to pit. They are currently at 41 laps on their tires. Obviously, they did have a couple laps of caution to slow down and save fuel, but there we go. We got the 77 coming down pit road. Byron just came down pit road. He was the start of the pit road cycle. So everybody should have to cycle through the pits before the stage ends. And here comes, speaking of pits, here comes Josh Berry diving down onto the pits. So pit road for Josh Berry. Josh Berry coming down pit road. Chase Elliott is with him. Chase Elliott also coming down pit road. Elliott coming down pit road as well. So a couple of drivers pitting here. Again, getting their service out the way now. And hoping that they're able to make a run to try and get those stage points. Again, Cindric Logano, I don't know what their strategy is because they can't go very deep into this stage to hopefully pull off that kind of flip-flopping strat that I think Ty Gibbs might try. Because I could see Ty Gibbs maybe pulling off a flip-flop strat of pitting with like 5 to 3 laps to go in the stage, and then using that to cycle back around. But again, I don't know if he can make it that far. He should be able to make it that far in the stage. Say Cindric, the last 10 laps has led a combined 25 laps. Today he's led 39 here at the Brickyard. It looks like he's setting himself up for lap number 40 led on the day here. He's led over half the event here, which is really surprising. But yeah, I know he led a decent chunk of that first stage. He's led most of this second stage here. But yeah, this stage has been weird. So here we go, lap number 40 for Cindric. 40 laps led for Cindric on the day, and does he have a tire going down? He has a tire going down! Austin Cindric with a tire going down. No! Austin Cindric leads his 40th lap of the day and has a tire go down. So Cindric with a flat tire here. Man, that has got to be disappointing there. He is trying to get back to pit road, but if that tire spits out debris, yeah, here we go. Here comes the rush of drivers coming to pit road. We've got a bunch of them coming to pit road. We've got Logano, we got Busher, we got who else? We got Gibbs coming to pit road. Everybody diving on the pit road here in case NASCAR ends up throwing the caution. I don't know if they will at this point because I have not seen a whole lot of debris coming off that car yet. But we also still have a little ways left to go for that one. But also could be that Logano just didn't want to be the next next one to have a tire go down and potentially lose that one. Ty Gibbs with some kind of moisture on the camera lens on his car. I'm not sure as to what the cause of that could be. And I say we are in that window where we would start to expect some rain, but again, everything I've seen from my radar says that we should be good. But let's check out good old Bob. Bob Pockris. Oh, come on. Yeah, I'm surprised that NASCAR managed to not throw a yellow for that. Here we go. Denny Hamlin on pit road. Everybody's cycling through their pit stops pretty much here. Let's see. Yep, there's that tire that came apart there. We got Denny Hamlin coming back out on track. Bubba Wallace, your race leader, has yet to pit. Yeah, Bubba Wallace, he was on pit road approximately 30 laps ago, a little over 35 laps ago now. Jones is the next one that's on low fuel and tires for potential ones. Let's see, Bob Pockris. There we go. Oh, he's I forgot he's one. He's with Fox, so he's with over in Indy right now. So let's see. What about Jeff? Jeff is usually pretty reliable for NASCAR stuff. Yep, flat tire for Cindric. Alright, we are six. We have crossed halfway, so we are done today, even if there is rain. So there are a few faint drops. So yeah, we have got ourselves, again, a little bit of rain here. And here comes Bubba Wallace. Race leader Bubba Wallace hits pit road. Bubba Wallace hitting pit road here. This is going to be the perfect opportunity for them to try and get this pit stop in. Pitting with about 10 laps still on the stage. So you will have to make the most of these tires when they come back out if they choose to stay on the lead lap. Or if they choose to, not choose to stay on the lead lap, but if they choose to, if they choose to pit here and try and go for the, if they try and pit and take the tires, they got to make use of them. If they don't take tires, they can try and go with the no tires and get the track position. I don't know how well that strategy would have worked, though, and I believe I saw them throw some tires on there, so here we go. Again, we're just kind of waiting to see what we got. But yeah, next Saturday we've got NASCAR at Iowa. NASCAR doing 2 weeks out here in the Midwest with Indianapolis and Iowa. So yeah, there we go. All right, and another flat tire, and this time caution flag is out. Eric Jones. Oh, and that's not a flat tire. Sorry, that front tire is destroyed, an axle broken. What happened? I looked down for a second to check something because I got a text. What on earth happened? And say Jones is towing it to pit road, or not towing it, but dragging it to pit road. But all right, so Jones got passed, and he just lost the wheel. The tire itself stayed in there, but the wheel. So yeah, there we go. As we've got 10 laps to go, quick reminder to check your NASCAR fantasy lineups because NASCAR fantasy locks at the end of the stage. So go ahead and get our fantasy lineups swapped on over. I got a few of them, so it will be a moment. Well, that one I'm doing pretty good in. Alright, let's go ahead and prioritize getting the main one fixed because I don't really care too much about my other lineups. I've kind of gotten a little lax on them the last couple of weeks, especially at the road races, or with all the road racing, but I've been making sure to keep my main one updated, and I am doing not terrible. Let's see, I am 5th currently in the league, with a chance to move up to 4th this week, actually. Only 7 points behind GL Racing to move into 4th here. And ironically, he's the one person beating me right now. Please tell me I have a way to improve my roster by a couple of points. I do, but it's by removing Ty Gibbs, who I fully expect to move up. Let's wait and see how pit stops go, and then when we get ready for the restart, I will try and do those quickly during the restart. Alright, so there we go. 9 laps to go here in stage number 2. Working our way through this one. And light is still red on pit road, which means not this time. They're going to go around at least to another time around here. Uh-oh, somebody either doesn't know the rules or they're coming down anyway. Is that Ty Gibbs or Riley? Oh, no, Ty Gibbs has a red card today. That's Riley Herbst. I thought for a second that was Ty Gibbs coming down pit road during a closed pit road. It's Riley Herbst. It's not gonna matter that much, probably. So, yep, there we go. And we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Hey, Red Sox take the lead. Let's go. All right, so here we go. Pit road is open. Pit road is open. And everybody that has not pit yet is already coming to pit road here. Briscoe, Reddick, Zane Smith, SVG, all coming down pit road. Again, a lot of them cycled through there when they, with a lot of the flat tires that were coming out, but none of them spit up enough debris to cause the caution. So, there we go. Alright, so here we go. Nemechek wins the race off pit road. That's a weird one to be winning the race off pit road, but there we go. Looks like Ryan Blaney is going to take the lead here and going to try and hold on for the stage, stage 2 win at least. Man, my head hurts pretty bad today too, but we'll be getting through this one here. Hopefully you guys are enjoying it. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. Actually, you know what? While we're at commercial break, let's just take a quick little peek over to the NTT IndyCar series. I believe they are over at they should be on still. Oh yeah, there we go. 16 laps in. Alex Palou leads over Herta, Award, Newgarden, Power, the top 5. All right, so let's see. Jacob Abel already out of the race. Kiffin Simpson out. Yeah, those are two kind of disappointing. Oh wow! I gotta say, this helmet cam at this track is an insane combo. I love it, but it is insane to see. So Alex Palou. Say no real changes in terms of position. Oh, there we go. Rasmussen and Lundgaard changing positions there. McLaughlin, the only driver to really change spots in the top 10 since the restart. All right, so there we go. Now Herta passing Award. There we go. All right. We've gotten most of what we are gonna get from this one. I kind of want to stay and see if they'll. As you know, we'll stay and watch Palou go through this. Yeah, that corkscrew is just insane. All right, now back to the Brickyard. So there we go, and just in time, they're coming back from commercial break. They're going through some of the iconic moments from the Brickyard, and there are a lot of fun moments to choose between here. All right, so there we go. Alright, so here we go. 6 laps to go. 6 laps to go in the stage. We're closing in on the end of this one, at least in terms of this stage. And Suarez coming back down pit road here. That is not a good look there. And obviously, he's already announced he's going to be out of this ride next year. He's got to be auditioning for some new rides because it does not sound like there's very many options available this season. Because I believe every full-time car has a driver officially announced or signed, except for the 99, who I think we all know who is going to be getting that ride, but it has not been officially announced yet. Alright, there we go. Eric Jones is going to go ahead and look back at the pit stop, see the loose wheel. Say no warning other than just slow on the front, and yep, just once you lose that rim, the tire is not effective without it. All right, so here we go. 5 laps to go. It'll be 4 to go when they take the green flag. We are getting ready to go back racing. Let's go. Let's lock back in here, guys. All right, so there we go. And coming down the front straightaway. Okay, again, these pace laps at these tracks, some of these big tracks, the pace speed, I feel like could be a little higher. Problem is how high can you go before it's unsafe? But here we go. Green flag is out. We are racing here at Indianapolis, and they are going to go ahead and go rocketing down here towards turn 1. And oh, some big guys popping out of line here. I am kind of shocked that that Blaney and others did not. Blaney and Brad did not pit there at that stage, or not stage, but at that caution. Blaney must think he can hang on to this. Blaney and Keselowski both must think they can hold on for some sort of stage points. I don't know what Keselowski would be thinking, being able to hang on to stage points would do for a guy who's like 20th, and who's outside the top 30 in points, but. Alright, now that they've restarted, I'm going to go ahead and finish going through as many of my fantasy laps as I can during these final 4 laps, as there are cars everywhere out back. Drivers poking out of line. Here comes Hocevar giving a good push to Bowman. Bowman trying to make it through. Alright, there we go. Bowman and Hocevar both get by Logano there. Bowman up to 6th, Hocevar to 7th here. Alright, so again, 3 laps to go here. Blaney out in front of Larson here. A mirror of what happened last year. And now Barry with an issue on the top line here. And guys swerving in and out of line. Man, Larson and Blaney fighting really hard for this stage. Come on, guys. Please do not recommend this stage early. I need as much time as I can to finish fixing my lineup here. Okay, that one is probably good, except for I will bench Kyle Busch in hopes that I can at least save a use of him. Don't know if I'll need the use of him, considering. Oh, wait. I'm in. Alright, here we go. Again, Blaney, Larson, Hamlin, Byron, Keselowski. That front 5 is a really interesting group. Again, Blaney gonna lose a lot of those spots to yeah, he's gonna lose a lot of those spots at the end of this stage, but he is gonna win this stage, it looks like. I mean, obviously it's a little early to be calling it, but he does have the lead as they're rounding 3 and 4. It's gonna be an interesting one down the stretch. Larson, he's close enough to try and attack. The question is, how hard do you attack without risking wrecking the guy? And I don't think he's going to have a shot here through turn 3. Rounding turn 4, it's going to be game, set, match. It's going to be Ryan Blaney off the corner with the stage win in hand. Larson will have to settle for second. Bench a lot of Kyle Busch here in the last couple of seconds because I forgot how much Kyle Busch I used today. That one definitely. And there we go. Caution flag is out for the end of stage number 2. Hopefully everybody got their lineups solved here. I believe this was my last one to maybe get there, but it might be too late. Nope, I got that one fixed. Alright, I think I might have gotten them all then. And if I forgot one, oh well. At this point, I got the main one fixed, which is the biggest thing. I got the one fixed in the fantasy league that I share with you guys. If anyone wants to join, we're going to be, there will be a points reset, or there will be a visible points reset to see who the best driver or who the best team in the playoffs is. So if you guys want to compete against me, that would be a great chance to do it. And I am absolutely dominating. Let's see. I've got first, second. Actually, my lineup's not that great. I've got first, second, 5th, 8th, and 12th in points. So I mean, my lineup could be better, but I am 20 points out ahead of the next closest person, so hey, I will take that. I'm going to run upstairs, use the bathroom real quick, and we will be right back, hopefully with some more racing here shortly. But yeah, there we go. Caution flag flew. Oh. Blaney is dropped from the spot. I don't know if he ran out of fuel there late, but that's not good. We'll have to figure that out at the end of the commercial break here. Alright, we are back. Sorry about that. I ran and used the bathroom. I also stayed up there just long enough to hear what happened to Blaney, and it was as expected. Blaney was worried about running out of fuel, and he opted to pit shortly before the stage ended, rather than run out of fuel on track and have to suffer the consequences. So. Alright, so here we go. Again, Parker, Clearman, McMurray on the booth, or not on the booth, but on the pit box here. Alright, so yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so here we go. They're back from commercial break. It's Hamlin, Larson on the front row, host of our Buyer Nerd 2. We got Busher, Logano row 3, Briscoe, Wallace row 4, Nemechek and Elliott row 5. Nemechek with a pretty good comeback. Nice. Alright, here we go. We got 55 laps to go. It is not going to be a long one until the checkers here. Yeah, closing in on the end of this run, it'll be a very short sprint to the checkers. Alright. So yeah, Reddick ahead of Bell. Okay, so I've got every single bottom filled out correctly there. Actually, I'm gonna sort this deck real quick while we're once we get this thing steadily underway here, as we're gonna be getting ready to go green here this time by. All right, here we go. Pace cars off. Larson and Hamlin in front of the field. Most everybody on fairly fresh stuff. Larson, Byron, and Houseman are a little bit older than the rest because they were baited into earlier pit stops by the flat tires earlier on. So we'll have to keep an eye on that as we get ready for this one. All right, here we go. Green flag's out. We are back to racing here at the Brickyard. And the Battle of the Brickyard is underway here. The Brickyard 400, we got Larson, Hamlin, Byron, and they all get single file nice and quick. But as we know on these straightaways, they're going to start to snake it out. And here comes Keselowski poking out of line. We got Priest up into the top 10. We've got Bubba Wallace a lot closer with Bubba Priest. They're a lot closer than they were earlier. I'd love to see the points as they run, or at least be able to check them, but nope. Again, we do have the in-season tournament going on, but right now the 54, I believe, is still ahead. And Ty Dillon, currently trapped a lap down, is going to have a very hard time getting to Ty Gibbs. Although, actually, only 24 cars on lead lap. I'm actually kind of surprised by that. A lot of drivers ended up off the lead lap during the sequence of pit stops there. And luckily, it seems like we have avoided the rain and thunderstorm here. So, yeah, looks to be that we've largely avoided it. A little bit cloudy, but no rain means we get to keep racing. Alright, so again, we're just chilling out here. Again, Larson, Hamlin out in front of the field. Here comes Briscoe and Barry both poking out of line. Barry jumps back up in line pretty quickly, though, as Briscoe just kind of follows through the line, through the corner, and now ends up back in line himself. So, not a lot of changes here in the front of the field. Breeze starting to gain some spots here. Really curious to see if Ryan Preece is able to get up there and potentially challenge Bubba Wallace for a spot. If he was able to keep up with Bubba, potentially start to cost Bubba some points by being ahead of him. That'd be interesting. We also have Jesse Love, who's been in the field, but we barely mentioned the young rookie who isn't even full-time. So yeah, right now, though, we've got ourselves a pretty interesting race going on, though, right now. Alright, so 50 laps to go. 50 down, 50 to go. Alright, so yeah, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yeah, Indy does not have a good forecast the rest of the week if we did try and get the race in. So it's going to be a rough one if we didn't get it in today. But we got it in, found the room, and we are here and going. So yeah, again, I'm really surprised at just how many cars are off the lead lap here. But ultimately, I think that's going to end up giving this one an edge to another edge to Ty Gibbs, and probably the winning edge, because now Ty Gibbs doesn't have to play overly conservative. He just has to avoid the wreck. Because Ty Dillon being a lap down and not even the first car lap down is going to be a really tough one for him to overcome. So yeah, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so again, we are just chilling out here. We got, again, Larson continuing to lead over Denny Hamlin, who actually recently signed a contract extension. So he'll be running at least 2 more years in Cup. He did hint that this could be his final contract, which would take him through his age 46 season, which is an insane age for an athlete, even a NASCAR driver at this point. I mean, I can't remember too many drivers who drove past their age 45 season. He also said that he would like to continue to contend for races, and he wants to be a contender in his final career NASCAR series race. So at this point, I don't see any reason why he wouldn't be a contender, at least not for the foreseeable future. But we've also seen fall off happen very suddenly. Larson with the fastest lap of the day over Denny Hamlin, Tyler Reddick. Yeah, all within a half tenth of a second of each other there on the fastest laps of the day. But ultimately, that is a tenth of a mile an hour difference between Hamlin and Larson. So good job, Larson, getting that done. SVG doing a pretty good job actually at holding his track position on the flatter ovals. I mean, we've always kind of talked about how tracks like Pocono and this one kind of do lend themselves to road course racers a little bit more than they do than the typical oval would, but SVG doing a really good job with this one. Alright, so again, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, let's see. Alright, so we are chilling here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Hocevar up to 4th. There we go. Good job on Hocevar. Is it raining where you are right now? I don't know. I have no windows. I'm technically underground right now, so I have no idea. According to my computer, it says it's just cloudy. But it definitely looked like it was going to rain earlier today when I was leaving Target. So Catherine Legg still on the lead lap. That's an impressive run there for Catherine Legg, being able to at least maintain the lead lap, considering how far off she was on pace in the practice session the other day. Alright, here we go. Berry on pit road. Josh Berry heads to pit road here. Yeah, William Byron, he won the Daytona 500, so he is locked into the playoffs no matter what. Not to mention he's second place in regular season points. So even if he wasn't in the play, even if he wasn't locked in with the win, he would still very likely be in. Joey Logano coming down pit road. Joey Logano making a pit stop here now. Alright, so Joey Logano pits here. Pit stops have occurred here. We are at 42 laps to go, so if you're pitting now, you are done for the day, but it is going to be a long stretch to try and make it all the way back to the to this one. Byron comes to pit road. William Byron comes to pit road. And now I gotta hope that this is the right strategy here, because Byron is my pick for the race win. I need him to at least have a good finish here. If it's not gonna be a race win, alright, so there we go again. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Here comes Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace coming down pit road. Bubba Wallace coming down pit road. Larson Hamlin, Hocevar, Reddick, Priest, the top five. Knowing NASCAR, this would be a great time for them to have shown a scoring update, because right now there is no reason to show a scoring update, because it is right in the middle of a green flag pit stop, so there really would be next to no reason to do it. Means it would be the perfect time for them to have shown it. But no scoring update here, or no points update here. Again, we've crossed the 40 laps to go, so everybody from here should be able to pretty comfortably start making it to the pit from here to the end safely. Alright, so there we go. Ty Gibbs comes to pit road. Ty Gibbs making a pit stop here. And here comes a freight train of others. Here comes Larson. We got Larson, Hamlin, Hocevar, Reddick. The front four all coming to pit road. Ryan Preece also hits pit road. Bowman will also hit pit road here. A lot of guys hitting pit road right about now. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, right now we're just chilling out here. Haley, Van Gisbergen, and Keselowski, Gilliland, and Blaney have cycled to the front of the field. again, these drivers all will need to make a pit stop here as Zane Smith, Elliott, and Nemechek are on pit road. Catherine Legg also. So currently 6 drivers, 6 lead lap drivers have not made pit stops. So 6 lead lap cars still need to make pit stops here. Alright, so there we go. We're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. 37 laps to go. Haley, Kozlowski, Gilliland, Blaney, and Legg. SVG comes to pit road, and that leaves 5. There are 5 drivers left who have yet to come to pit road. What position is Byron in? He is currently, give it a second because it's currently showing the bottom of the board. So he's not top 11, waiting for the rest of it to cycle through. NASCAR, now would be a good time to put that leaderboard back up. Oh, nope, they're going to go to, alright, he is, I believe he's 12th. Ironically, he's in the one spot I can't see. But, yeah, I can see all the way down to from, alright, so, yep, Byron is now up to 11th. Byron up to 11th now is, yep, Byron jumps up to 11th here as everybody starts to cycle their way past some of these guys. Alright, so there we go. Again, 25 laps into this stage. They're working their way through this one pretty effectively. It's just a matter of how long will it take to get there. But yeah, SVG, Elliott, and those two have now lost the lead lap, at least for now, while Justin Haley is your race leader. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, and there's still a commercial break here. Logano trying to make some passes here. Alright, so again, we are just chilling out here. We got still 5 drivers who have yet to make a pit stop here in this stage. All these drivers having to make these pit stops is going to make this run to the checkers pretty interesting here. All right, there we go. Iowa, 3 p.m. next Sunday. so there we go. Back from commercial break. 32 laps to go. Logano currently leading the drivers of the cars that have not, or that have already been to pit road. It's Logano, Bubba Wallace, Reddick out in front of the field. What happened on Byron's pit stop that would cause him to lose spots, I wonder? Because, yeah, right now we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. But, yeah, right now, Bubba Wallace, Logano, again, they pitted early enough to where they should be able to make it. I guess the fresh tire advantage was just that good. Alright, so again, 30 laps to go. They're working their way through this one. It really isn't gonna, it's really hard to tell what's gonna happen here until until we get this final round of pit stops going here. Alright, so 29 laps to go. 29 laps to go here. Again, these guys gotta pit, which means, again, the battle is between... Okay, so now I know how they gained it. The front three guys, Logano, Wallace, Reddick, all took 2 tires. Larson took 4, Barry took 2, Byron took 4. So I gotta hope that tires are a big enough factor that the 2 tire guys by the end of this run are falling back to the guys on 4 tires. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, say Blaney is 2 full seconds slower than the leader, who is on similar... Actually, the leader's on older tires than Blaney is. That's really not good there. Alright, so there we go. Again, these guys are going to have to pit at some point. It's just a question of when. And Byron needs to start making some of these passes if he wants to win in this race. But as of right now, it looks like Logano versus Bubba could be the battle for the win here at the end of the race. Oh no, Logano blows a tire! Logano loses a tire, and this one might be done for Logano. I'm curious if that might force Reddick and Wallace to rethink their decision here. Because another flat tire and another Penske car in trouble here. Flat tire Joey Logano. Oh my gosh. That ain't good. That is not good at all. Joey Logano coming down pit road, gonna get those 4 tires that he didn't want originally. And now Gilliland comes to pit road. Todd Gilliland will jump to pit road as well during this, possibly thinking that NASCAR was going to throw a caution if there was a bit of tire debris. But again, they have not thrown a caution for tire debris all day, with multiple guys having flat tires. Tires haven't mattered until they did, say. So there we go. Could Bubba Wallace win and lock himself into the playoffs here? Because Bubba Wallace manages to avoid the blown tire that slowed up Logano right in front of him. And they're going to go ahead and try and give Logano a push start here. His pit crew gives him a good push. And no power for Logano. If he's stopped, that might necessitate a caution flag. This might necessitate a caution because they're going to need to send a truck, I think, to go and give Logano the push, because pit crew members are not supposed to be that far outside the box, I don't believe, but they're going to all run down here, try and give him a push to at least get him behind the wall, which, again, this seems unsafe to do during an active race. Maybe during a practice session you wouldn't need a caution for this, but during a race, yeah, and here we go. Here comes 2 more of the cars that had been staying out up to this point. Haley Keselowski jumping to pit road here. That leaves Ryan Blaney and Legg as the only driver. Oh, come on. Was not trying to change the channel. Oh, Brickyard. Come on. You know, make me change the channel to actually get picture here. All right. Look, Palou still leads over Lundgaard in the IndyCar race. Back to the NASCAR. Come on. All right. 23 laps to go here. Yeah, Keselowski leaving pit road. Blaney and Legg, the last 2 drivers on the lead lap, or on the lead lap who have yet to pit. You've got Bubba Wallace, Reddick, the 2 drivers on 2 tires. Then you've got Larson, Barry, Byron, the next 3. I have no idea what we're doing here at this point in the race. So yeah, right now we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are, of course, hit the like button and subscribe if you guys are new. Oh, man. So, again, right now we've been waiting for these guys to pit for a little while now. And I'm still... Oh, is my leaderboard frozen? I just realized my leaderboard may have been frozen because I haven't seen it. Oh, no, it just moved, but for whatever reason, it's still showing Justin Haley as the leader. I'm going to try refreshing the page. I know that can sometimes cause problems, so bear with me. We are fixing it. No, I'm still being shown Justin Haley as the race leader. Why? Yeah, my leaderboard is just frozen about 4 laps behind pace. There we go. Now Ryan Blaney takes the lead. Literally, we are exactly 4 laps behind on the leaderboard. I mean, normally I'm upset because I'm ahead of the lead, because the leaderboard's ahead of me, but not right now. Try refreshing one more time. See, no, it is still 37 laps in. So for whatever reason, the whatever we see on the website is about 3 laps behind what we are at right now. So Blaney is the leader, Catherine Legg second, but Bubba Wallace jumping up into the 5th position is insane. So yeah, there we go. Again, we are chilling out here. We've been going for nearly 3 hours. Actually, nearly 3 hours on the dot here as we're coming up to the end of this one. Again, 20 laps to go. 20 to go here at Indianapolis. And I say, maybe if we get a caution, they can sync up these two. But yeah, the website running behind the actual TV is really surprising. Let me see if the app is the same way or not. If so, that could answer the question as to what was going on earlier. Okay. Well, I know the answer from my parents as to what was happening earlier. So Catherine Legg, again, still holding on to second place on pace, but well, hanging on to second pace with the on strategy, and there she goes, down to 3rd. Bubba Wallace passes her and will put Catherine Legg down to 3rd place there. But Ryan Blaney out in front of the field here by a long margin here. The question is, can Blaney get it done today? All right, let's see. What's my lineup look like? What do I need to have happen here? What I need is I need Blaney to pit so that the rest of my lineup goes forward, and I'm already to the. All right, I'm already leading, but I really don't need much of anything. So here we go again. Blaney pitting would be the thing I would need probably most here. 18 laps to go. We are chilling here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. So they've gone and taped up Kyle Busch's car, and here comes Blaney to pit road. Blaney to pit road. So there we go. Ryan Blaney and Cole Custer both jumping onto pit road here. Catherine Legg will assume second place as Bubba Wallace did pass her a couple laps ago, as we mentioned. So Bubba Wallace will be the leader. Legg in second. Reddick third. Fourth Larson. Byron will be up to 5th place, and Legg pits. So there we go. Yep, Catherine Legg comes to pit road as well, and that now cycles everybody is pit. Nobody has to make a final pit stop for fuel, assuming no caution flag send us to overtime. Entered today on a 100-race winless streak for Bubba Wallace. It's been since September of 2022 for Bubba Wallace. No wins in that entire time frame. The last 2 years, completely winless. Looking to break that streak at one of the nation's biggest racetracks. Made a 2-tire stop, which again we saw Logano with a tire issue after he took 2 tires. So I'm curious to see how that works out for Bubba Wallace here. But again, as everybody's making their pit stops, and there we go. Looks like Byron's on the move. He makes the move around Josh Berry. Larson passes Reddick. I think the 4 tires have realized that now it is go time. Now that everybody who was on the old tires is pit, they now need to make the most of this as they go and try and make a run for it. All right, so there we go. 15 laps to go here, and Bubba Wallace with a 5-second lead over Larson. Bubba Wallace has a 5-second lead. That is going to be big. All right, so again, Bubba Wallace, the only driver that can realistically say lose him the race is him. He's got a 5-second gap. He just needs to not lose like 1 second every 3 laps. He just needs to avoid losing a third of a second a lap, basically. Just maintain pace. Try not to lose your time. And I say, and right now you are on pretty much equivalent tires to the rest of the field here. But yeah, right now, Bubba Wallace just needs to avoid ending his own day here, as Kyle Larson is a lot faster than the rest of the field as well. He's about 0.6 of a second faster than the guys behind him in the 51.4s. Bubba Wallace just turned a 51.3. Larson a 51.2. Larson with a slower lap that time by. Not sure what happened there or what happened on the previous lap, but he needs to figure out what he did a lap ago, because whatever he did, it was good. So there we go. Again, right now with Bubba Wallace leading, that battle on the cut line becomes abysmal for anybody other than the guys already inside. Bubba Wallace has been the driver with the with the most question marks around him as to if he misses the playoffs. And right now he looks poised for a win here. So 12 laps to go. 12 laps to go. Bubba Wallace 4.6 seconds still out in front. Again, Bubba Wallace could be his own biggest enemy here. He's got the lead. He's got control. He just needs to not crash, basically, and maintain a minimum amount of pace. The problem is he can't lift off too much. He can't back off too much. Otherwise, you invite Larson in to potentially make that desperation move at the end. Byron's not going to do too terribly, though. I will give him that. Ty Gibbs still, 15 spots clear of Ty Dillon for the $1 Million Challenge. So it looks like it will be a Ty Gibbs win unless Ty Gibbs throws it away here at the end. And yeah, it looks like it'll be a Ty Gibbs win here. But yeah, right now, Bubba Wallace out in front of the field. 11 laps to go. Larson closing, but not very quickly. As I say, Larson trying to close in as fast as he can here, but Bubba Wallace currently looking to, if he wins this race, he will be in the playoffs in September. And the battle for the cut line will become a whole lot more questionable here. Alright, so there we go. Again, we are chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Right now, come on, Larson. You gotta find something. An extra gear. 10 laps, you've got to find something to close in on Bubba Wallace. Could we see a caution? A caution is always an option, but we just have not seen very many cautions throughout the day. In fact, we've had 2 cautions for contact all day. Oh. Yeah, 2 cautions for contact here. Oh, I thought you said you did. I was gonna say, Ryan Ryan Blaney. I don't think Blaney is going to crash. Stenhouse back out here, 67 laps down. Oh, boy. But, yeah, right now, though, Bubba Wallace, if you want Bubba Wallace to win, you don't want to crash because him trying to fend off Larson on a restart when Larson has fresher tires, yeah, you don't want that. Especially not when the closest car to Blaney is Bubba Wallace. You probably want anybody else to crash. Maybe this battle for it says battle where Larson or where Byron and them are going around a lap car. Maybe that could bring the caution you're looking for. Kyle Busch has a tendency to just lose it these days. Alright, so again, right now, Bubba Wallace hanging on to this one out in front of the field. Byron passes Reddick finally. Byron passes Reddick, but it is way too little too late for Byron. Barring a Kyle Larson crash, barring a caution that bunches them back together, Byron will not catch Larson. Denny Hamlin going to pass Reddick. So Reddick's starting to fade. Bubba Wallace is going to start to fade too, and that is going to be an interesting one as we get later and later into this race. Alright, so yeah, right now we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Oh, but yeah, Bubba Wallace. The gap is shrinking to Larson. Larson is on the move. Kyle Larson could get there. It's 3.2 seconds up the road and 6 laps to go. Could Bubba Wallace be the biggest choke we've seen in a long time? Again, this would be one of the biggest chokes. Oh, caution flag flies. This is going to be a fight again. Caution flag flies. What is it for? Who crashed? Caution flag is out. 6 laps to go. Is it debris? Is it something else? Let's see. Come on. NASCAR, your cameras aren't on something. Oh no. Are you kidding me? Are you kidding me? 2 weeks in a row, a caution for rain with... Like, come on. Can we catch a break at the end of these races and not have them threaten to be shortened by rain by a lap or two? Caution is out for rain. There we go. All right, all the leaderboards got synced up there when they went to the caution period. I don't think Blaney's gone down pit road. The on-screen leaderboard up until about 5 seconds ago was like 10 laps behind. But no, Bubba Wallace has been leading for a good chunk here. But now we're looking like we may either go to... Yeah. And Catherine Legg going to get the free pass. So Catherine Legg's going to get the free pass here. And yeah, Bubba Wallace is going to have to fight off Kyle Larson, William Byron, Denny Hamlin, all 3 on 4 tires. Oh boy. And now Ty Gibbs, 19th place here, but Ty Dillon off the lead lap. You have the win in hand, Gibbs. Do not throw this away. Please do not throw this away, Ty Gibbs. All right, let's see how fantasy is looking here. All right, I am in second place. My dad has an insane score right now. Okay, so he has 1, 2, 3, 5, 6. Yikes. Can't get much better than that, and he's got 3 out of 4 on the bottom. Okay. Again, caution is for rain. This one could be, let's say, it could be bunched up pretty close here. All right, I've got the spot over GL Racing. Question is, who is it that I'm who am I battling for to try and get 4th? To try and make it a 1, 2, 3. Warrior, and I need 140 points. So I'm not getting that this week, considering Warriors are right behind me with 5 points less. Bubba Wallace, though, man, Bubba Wallace versus Larson. That is going to be a really heated debate on Monday as to who, no matter who wins this race, as to what the right call was. But so again, it looks like a very short-term yellow. All right, I'm going to run upstairs and just grab a drink real quick, and we'll be right back. Alright, we are back, and are they really going to red flag this thing? They're going to red flag it to try and preserve laps. Oh, man. Are you kidding me that we're about to go to a rain delay caution here? Wait, are they saying that we might get this race ended due to rain? Come on. We had 4 laps to go. Finish it out. As of right now, the way the points break down, Bubba Wallace to be in with his win if he does finish this one out. Reddick, 170 points up, probably safe. Bowman and Chris Buescher would need disastrous days down the stretch to lose their playoff spots. Preece, Busch, that would be about all that you could really see for winning for pointing their way in. Gibbs on back, especially Allmendinger on back, 132 or more points back, needs a win. So right now we're waiting to see if they're even going to throw the caution, or see if they're going to get this one back going. I sincerely hope so. All right, so the race has gone red flag here. We are relaxing here. Come on. Nope. Uh-oh. Did I grab my other? Oh, yeah, there's my one of playable cards. Try and include these when I add them in my playable bulk. Alright, so there we go. They're going to commercial break. We are chilling out here. And Alright, since they've officially gone red flag, I am going to go ahead and do something I don't normally do. I'm going to go ahead and throw on a replay video from my gaming channel, basically just to help fill time, the same way NASCAR does when they've got an extended caution period. When NASCAR has an extended caution period, they do the exact same thing. All right, let's see. I will give fair warning. The colors and tones are gonna be fairly harsh. Hey guys, Ryan here, and today. Okay, I am trying to. Yeah, I needed to pause and stay paused here. Okay. Why is this media source not coming up with its own sound? If I hit play, does it come back up? If I make it visible. Okay, hey guys, Ryan here, and today we are actually... Sorry, I'm trying to figure this out as I'm going, so... I'm going to mute my own mic here, and then I will play this. For the most part, it's more so listenable versus watching, but so is most of my content with my face on it, so... yeah, we'll go ahead and we'll just play this out, and I will be back at the end of it. Hey guys, Ryan here, and today we are actually going to be doing some post-commentary over a couple of the games of Pokemon that I filmed while out at Card Night. Figure this will be a cool way to try and incorporate actually going out and playing the game into some videos, so I have had to alter the video a little bit to try and cut down on glare, but I will also be doing commentary over the whole thing, so we go and shuffle our decks. I'm also playing against a junior division player, so I'm going to be doing a fair amount of cuts just to help him understand how to cut, but we're both fairly new at the game, so if there are some gameplay mistakes, feel free to just ignore the fact that we both probably just didn't know that we were making a mistake as to how a certain game mechanic worked. So we're going to go ahead and draw our cards. I'm going to go ahead and get the die out for the roll. I do not, for the life of me, remember how the roll went. And he has a mulligan on the first one. His only Pokemon card he draws is a stage 2, so that means we will get an additional card. He gets he will get the choice as to going first or second. We are playing the Giovanni. We're playing the Team Rocket's Mewtwo deck. He is running a Dragapult and Charizard deck, so should be a pretty fun one here. If you guys enjoy these types of videos and want to see more of them, please let me know. I would love to keep doing these. Getting ready actually to head out, ironically, to another card night tonight. So, yeah, definitely looking forward to it. And hopefully you guys enjoy as well. So, we got our prize card set. I'm going to go ahead and set my basics down, as I did not mulligan. And then, I don't know if I already grabbed my mulligan card or not. I shouldn't have. I should have laid down my starting offense before that. But, okay, looks like I'm all good there. Even though I'm grabbing my mulligan at the end. I don't remember if I did that. And okay, he has a basic, so he at least gets to play. And he's going to go ahead and set out the rest of his prize cards here. Looks like he's already got one over there. And then just for continuity's sake, I'm going to go ahead and spread them out just so that, one, I can see more clearly how many he has, and so that you guys can see a little bit better as well. So they're spread out similarly to mine. So we're going to go ahead and I will I go first because he won the coin toss. I drew, but I looked over and saw that our round timer hadn't actually started, although the fact that like 4 other matches had already were already like 4 turns deep. So I put my card back on top. It's not going to change. It's not like I have to reshuffle because the card will be the same in about 30 seconds or so when we get to draw. So here we go. Hopefully we'll go ahead and get this one underway, and there we go. We flip to reveal. I got my 2 Tarantulas out front. Again, and he has himself one of his Charmanders. I will attach for turn. I play my Team Rocket Stadium, which will allow me to get 2 extra draws per turn, as long as I play a supporter, which I play down the Team Rocket's Proton, which is one of a very small select supporters that you are actually allowed to play on the first turn, which allows me to grab 3 basic Team Rocket's Pokemon and add them to my hand. But because they're basic Pokemon and I can also add them to my bench, I'm just going to put them straight to the bench to save on a little bit of time here. So I've grabbed myself one of my Mewtwo EXs. I've grabbed myself a Tarantula so far. And I'm spending a little bit of time looking for another Pokemon. I do have a Pokemon in mind that I want to find. But I got to check to make sure it's not one of my prize cards, because I do only have 1 copy of the Pokemon card that I'm trying to add to my bench here. Ah, there we go. There's the Mimikyu. So Team Rocket's Mimikyu. The fact that it has no retreat cost is a really nice floater to have, where I can put it up. If it's on my bench, I can put it up after a knockout and be able to respond pretty well, because then I can get at least the 1 free switch in after that. Then I go and draw my 2 cards for the stadium. And I believe that will probably be the end of my turn, unless I've got another item to pull out. And it looks like, yep, no, I'm going to pass it here, and it will be his turn, because I do not have, you can't attack on the first turn. So there we go. He will attach a special energy. I believe it's a luminous energy. I don't actually know what its special condition is, because I actually at no point had to look it up. So he's going to go ahead and grab his Arven, which will get him up to 1 supporter and 1 item. 1 Pokemon tool and 1 item. So you can grab, say, an Experience Share and a Buddy Poffin. I'm not a big fan of searching your deck below the table like he is, but as long as he shuffles above the table, it won't be a big deal. So just something to mention there. But, yeah, while he's doing that, I'm going through my hand, and, yeah, just a little bit of downtime in these matches. There we go. He finds one of his cards. I think that's a rare candy, but it's hard to see because he did place it slightly out of frame. But yeah, so again, we've got ourselves our first turn went pretty well though. We got ourselves 4 Pokemon on the bench and our Tarantula out in the lead. So we have enough Pokemon to where Mewtwo could attack if we get the energies needed to attack. So here I'm just reading the effect to make sure I know exactly what it is. Because I believe his one and only Pokemon Tool card was actually in his prize card. So whether we were supposed to or not, we do allow him to ultimately just grab the item card with it. I assumed that it was fine, but I didn't. I certainly don't feel disadvantaged by letting that go. But then he will go ahead and shuffle his deck, which again he does below the table, which will just lead to me going and giving it a cut. Yeah, which I told him I was going to be cutting a fair amount anyway. Yeah, just because, again, he didn't even know what a cut was when I was explaining it to him earlier, so I told him I was going to cut a fair amount just to give him an idea as to what it is. Because it's a thing you should be fairly aware of. So he will pass to me, and now it is my turn. Go ahead, draw a card here. I will set another Mewtwo EX to the bench. So that's 2 of my Mewtwo's. I believe I'm only rocking 3 Mewtwo's in the entire deck. I go and evolve my Tarantula to a Spidops, the one on the bench that I gave the energy to. And now we will go ahead and get ourselves we play our Team Rocket Ariana supporter here, where we will draw and get ourselves up to 8 cards in our hand. And then we'll grab an extra 2 for the Stadium card. So we will have a total of 10 cards in our hand. And yeah, he's going ahead and reading the... asking me about the stadium and whatnot, because the stadium is a very broken stadium for the Team Rocket deck, and I will go ahead and pass because I didn't draw an energy card. That's kind of the one downside to this deck that I'm playing, is that it is a little low on energy count. So, but yeah, so I passed to him, and then. So yeah, I got to at least reload my deck with a bunch of cards here. He will evolve to Charmeleon, which is really nice for me because it means that that he does not have his attack that gets rid of stadium cards, which if he was thinking about it, probably would have been smart to have gotten rid of my stadium there, but a little bit of a misplay by him. Again, a junior division player, I'm not expecting him to have top tier play, but he does actually, I believe later on in the game he will actually remember to use that to get rid of my stadium at some point. But let's see, what is his game plan here? He's looking for something. Oh, there it is. He finds it in his hand. He's going to play the Buddy Poffin, which will allow him to get up to 2 basic Pokemon with a 70 hit point or lower. So he goes ahead and gets himself a Dreepy, and I believe he's going to get himself 2 Dreepy here, if I remember correctly. No, he gets himself a Charmander and a Dreepy, so. Charmander and a Dreepy here to add to his bench. Buddy Poffin does require going straight to the bench, so now that my bench over there is at max capacity at 5, if I have a Buddy Poffin, I can't use it. And we'll go ahead and give another cut after his search and shuffle. So, yeah, so again, cutting is going to be something you'll see me do quite a bit just to try and, again, show him what it is in the first place, so. Alright, so there we go, and now he'll pass it back to me, and it will be my turn. I will draw here. And again, this was actually the last round of the night, so I think he was a little tired of it, but yeah. So here we go. We're looking through our hand, trying to see what we want to play. Because again, you can only play 1 supporter card per turn, so I've got to be kind of careful with the ones that I choose to use. And I will play an Ultra Ball, discarding, I believe that was 2 of my Team Rocket stadiums. And we will go ahead and grab ourselves the Tarantula evolution there and getting ourselves a second Spidops on the bench. And we'll go for a shuffle. Ultra Ball to the discard pile now that the effect has been resolved. And right now, I think I've gotten Ariana card, and I'm just trying to ditch my hand a little bit. Oh, and we go for a Team Rocket Transceiver, which allows me to grab any of my, allows me to basically choose one of my supporter cards to grab to my hand. Oh, did I find it? Yep, there it is. I'm going to go ahead and use... Yeah, I'm going to go ahead and I'm probably going to go straight into using the Team Rocket Giovanni there as one. I want to get my 2 draws that I need to get out of the way. So here we go. And am I going to play it? Maybe I haven't decided if I'm going to play it or not. I thought it looks like the perfect time to go ahead and play it. I move my Spidoffs of the energy. Yep, there we go. Yep, moving the Spidoffs of the energy up over the Tarantula, and I get to also move his Charmeleon down and move up one of his other Pokemon. And I get to draw my 2 energies. Hopefully I get fingers crossed, I get at least a basic energy, and I don't get it, so I can't attack here. So once again, we're left without it, and there we go. He gets his evolution to his shiny Charizard from the Paldean Fates tins. He will also evolve his Dreepy into a Dracoloak. So he gets a couple of evolutions going here as we're getting towards about the mid-game point here, and he's gonna discard a boss's orders here, forcing my Spidops out for the Tarantula, basically making me do the swap back, which fair enough. To his point, it's a much weaker Pokemon without the evolution on it, and being an energy away from even being able to attack anyway. But then he passes because he does not have the energy cards needed to attack. So he will pass it back to me. Neither one of us have even landed a hit yet. I go Team Rocket's Great Ball, so I will roll this die. If it's an odd number, I get to grab. If it's an odd number, I have to grab a basic Pokemon. If it's a even number, I get a evolution Pokemon to add straight to my hand. Either way, I get to search my deck and add a card to my hand. And let's see, what's it gonna be? So I'm looking for something. I don't remember exactly what it was that I was gonna grab here. And it's gonna be okay. It was the Articuno. So I was probably hoping to get the heads. That way I could search for the other Spidops evolution. And when I got the tails, I had to just shift gears a little bit there and figure out what I was gonna do. And because the Team Rocket's Great Ball is an item, not a supporter, I will not draw my extra 2 cards here. So, again, I'm going to have to take a minute to try and think about it. We're also receiving our prize packs because we're at the end of the tournament. It was a rough night for both of us. We were both winless at this point, so... Yeah, so the tournament person knew what we were going to get. We're going to set that off to the side. I ended up opening it later off camera. Nothing really of any note there. So he will attach an energy to his benched Charizard. And he will pass back to me, so it will be my turn. I will go ahead and we'll get the draw to start the turn. Hopefully that's something. Nope, it is not anything that's going to particularly help in the current situation, so... Alright, let's see. And I'm just going to pass it right back to him. No action really happening here. We're a little bit of a lull in the action. Hopefully, I'm kind of hoping one of us will start to turn up some heat here soon. Again, neither one of us having an energy card certainly hurts. He also got a Cleffa to his bench earlier, and there we go. Now he has a really short turn where he just draws and doesn't do anything. We'll go Earthen Vessel, discarding one of our Team Rocket supporters, allowing us to grab up to 2 basic energies. Now we can only grab the basic ones, not the Team Rocket special ones that I have 4 of in this deck. I'm going to go ahead and search through, and yep, I find a second one, and then we'll go ahead and shuffle our deck as we do after every search card. And then we'll set that over there. He will get the opportunity to cut if he wants. We discard, so we move that to the discard pile. Now the effect is resolved. So now we got our 2 energies. We can go ahead and attach them. We can attach one of them for turn, however we want, and I will go ahead and choose to attach a second grass energy to the Spidops, which will now make it fully geared up to attack on its next turn, so that should be more than enough to start rolling some damage, hopefully. And it looks like I'm getting ready. Oh, maybe not. I thought I was getting ready to play a card here. But yeah, so again, we're just working our way through this one. Again, I'm All right, so we are going to go ahead and put a pause on that as we have the yellow flag is up. We are back, and we are going to be getting this race back underway. Hopefully, you guys enjoyed that as an intermission. Might try mixing those in more for things. I'm also trying to find a USB extender cable that will actually link up to the Switch, so I can do Switch 2 gameplay during these caution periods when we during these red flag periods, especially if we're expecting a longer red. But there we go. We are back. Yellow flag is out, and we are ready to go back racing here. Cars rolling back out onto the track. It will be overtime. 2 laps to go when they go green here, so it's going to be exciting. Hopefully you guys are excited. I know I certainly am. And we are back to racing here. All right, so there we go. We got everything all doubled up, and we are double checking. So yeah, that was a little bit of a preview, I guess. Technically, I was kind of expecting it was gonna be going the whole distance, but yep. So that ends up going, and that will be a little bit of a preview of a video over on my gaming channel. I linked it in the chat. At Ryan Dyer Gaming. Where I go ahead and commentate over some battles from Card Night. So if you guys if you guys enjoy watching a video like that, feel free to check out my gaming channel. I've got 2 of them uploaded already. I'm hoping to do some more commentary on some of those over the next couple of days, so I can hopefully have 1 or 2 uploaded this week. Not to mention on Tuesday and Thursday, I've got 2 card nights that I will be going out to, and I will be filming at both of them. So hopefully we'll have plenty of battle videos there. So. But yeah, we are just shuffling. I'm actually just shuffling up my decks right now. But, ironically, this is the one deck I don't think I have a quality video from, because this deck, quite literally, I had one battle that I got penalized because I completely just missed a part of setting up the team correctly, so I got DQ'd there. And then the other battle video I got from that tournament was literally 4 minutes long. So hopefully I'll be able to use this team on either Tuesday or Thursday. I'll probably end up using this team Thursday, but I'm probably going to use the my red deck on Tuesday, because I want to try and see if I can work out some kinks on it before Thursday, when I'm gonna be bringing a friend with me who will be playing his first game of Pokemon in like 20 years. So here we go. Pit road is open, and Tyler Reddick, one of the lone drivers, making the gamble for pit road. Oh no! Please tell me that was not one of my guys. Yeah, no, I went with Reddick. That's gonna hurt. Oh, Reddick and Ty Gibbs. That's okay. Ty Gibbs was my garage guy, regardless. But Reddick, that one's gonna hurt. Right, and who does Warrior have? He has Reddick too. So really, I just need Bubba to do terrible on this restart. Really, I just wanted Bubba to pit there, but pitting, I guess, when he has two really old tires is not in the cards here. And I will say the one annoying thing about the way they do this last pit stop thing is that when they bring the field down for a red flag, they count that as their last pit lap, which means I can't see exactly how long they've actually been. But yeah, right now, though, Ty Gibbs, he needs to just worry about trying to stay out of trouble, because he literally has a lap lead over Ty Dillon for the for that top spot there. In fact, he has a 3-lap lead over Ty Dillon. Ty Dillon has lost 3 laps over the course of this race. Yeah, so Ty Dillon is 2 laps down. 2 laps behind the race. Yeah. Oh no, he did drop 3. 3 laps down for Ty Dillon. You legit just need to finish the race here. You honestly don't even need to finish if you're Ty Gibbs at that rate. You just need to literally survive. All right, there we go. Well, that's 2 of the front 3, so odds are good. Let's see. All right, so again, yellow flag is out. We're waiting to see if they're going to double up this time or if they're going to wave them around another time here. I say this would be coming to the white flag in regulation, but of course we are. We are in overtime. I believe they will see lights go off on the pace car this time. Bye. If so, everybody was going to the top, and I'm guessing they waved off the choose because I just saw Byron roll right over the middle of the what would be the cone. Byron is in the Liberty University white and navy blue car today. White and navy blue with the red number. Yeah, he's got the Liberty University colors on there. So, yep, right now we're just waiting to see what we got going on here. But yeah, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Yep, there it is. Liberty University car. Again, we are getting ready for overtime. We should be seeing green flag action here shortly. Alright, so yeah, we are chilling out here. Alright, we're getting ready for this one though. Priest down in 11th. He's really hoping that someone else other than Bubba finds a way to win this thing because his playoff hopes are basically must win if Bubba wins. If Bubba does not win, he can still work his way to try and earn some of those points back. But Ryan Priest currently sits in 11th place, and it is going to take I don't know if Bubba Wallace is going to be prepared for overtime at Indy, because overtime at Indy can provide some really crazy stuff. I mean, I remember the 2017 Brickyard 400, and that race went on forever. They had a long rain delay in that race. Happened really early on. So we got Larson, Bubba on the front row. Byron and Hamlin both going to opt to start behind Bubba Wallace on the inside line, allowing Barry to jump up a couple of rows, taking up some spots there. Busher, Keselowski both on the outside line. Hocevar, Bell, and Hamlin all going on the inside. So it's going to be an interesting grouping here at the front. So again, Larson, Bubba Wallace on the front row. Barry and Byron row 2. Briscoe, Hamlin row 3. Busher, Bell row 4. Row 5, Keselowski, Hocevar. Keselowski would be the kind of crazy winner that this season I think needs. Rather than having the guy who's who's been kind of flirting with the cut line. And yeah, there we go. Indianapolis last year. Say Brad Keselowski was leading them all the way down around to the green flag when the and then he had to come into the pits. Larson manages to get the lead as there's a crash behind him into turn one. Larson gets to lead him for the second for that next restart. Yes, Byron's second car inside line. Yeah, Byron is second car inside line here. Bubba Wallace, the race leader, chose the inside line, so I'm curious to see how that inside line treats him. But again, you got Kyle Larson on that outside, and he is going to be hungry for an Indy win since he did not win it earlier this year with the Indy 500. He didn't even get the chance to finish it. He's going to be hungry for this win. All right, so there we go. Again, we are just waiting this one out here. We'll be getting ready for this one. Is the inside line way too overpowered? At this track, I do think the inside line is an advantage. I mean, you can definitely win from the outside. And in fact, I wouldn't have been shocked if the race leader took the outside line, despite, I think, the inside line probably being better second on back, from the second row on back. But here we go, leading it down to the green here, and it will be green flag is out. They are back to racing here at Indianapolis. Everybody trying to swerve here, swerving side to side. Denny Hamlin out of line. William Byron ducking to the inside. Kyle Larson trying to just ride it around the outside, see if he can take the lead. Door to door with Bubba. Bubba and Kyle Larson out in front of the field. Bubba's able to clear Kyle Larson down the back straightaway. One more time around. Bubba Wallace hanging on to a lead over Kyle Larson. It is a two-horse race here with everybody else jockeying for a position behind. Spin, crash. We got ourselves a crash. The 38 is around and the 45 piles in. The 22 gets a piece of it as well. And caution flag flies. We're going to do it again. And Tyler Reddick's car is destroyed. No. I had him in fantasy, and that is going to ruin that day. Was having a pretty fantastic fantasy day until that point. That one hurts. That one hurts a lot. So yeah, there we go. Again, we are chilling out. Hopefully everybody's having a good time here. Alright, so there we go. Again, yeah, massive crash there. Man, I feel terrible for, not Gillen. I almost said Gillen. That's Zane Smith in the 38. Gillen was in that car last year. Austin Hill also getting a piece of it as he goes through the grass here. That'll take a minute to clean up here. there we go. But yeah, yet another caution that's going to extend this one. And while they were good on fuel for a while, I don't know if they're going to be, how good they're going to be on fuel going forward here, because they've got a long way to go here. Alright, so there we go. Yeah, we're just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Byron won at Charlotte in the Xfinity Series in an overtime. It's going to happen today. Well, I'm not saying it can't happen, but I am confused on your logic, because just because it happened at a completely different racetrack in a completely different series does not mean that it's going to happen today. But it very well could. I would love to see it happen again today, but yeah, that is a. I mean, that'd be almost like saying he won it in the Xfinity. He won this track in the Xfinity Series back in 2017. He's gonna do it today. Very possible it could happen, but by no means is that a guarantee. Just because he won this track, I think it's kind of the same reasoning I heard from a lot of people who were talking about how, Ty Dillon is going to win this race. Or not win the race, but win the $1 million over Ty Gibbs. And it's like, yeah. The only real evidence you have is more experience and the fact that he won he won a race at this track in the Xfinity Series a decade ago. Almost a decade ago. Will be a decade next. No. Yeah, it's 11 years ago. 11 years ago was the Ty Dillon win at the Brickyard. So that was 2014 that he picked up that win. Yeah, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. All right. Pit road's open. Who's coming to pit road? Not Bubba. Nobody. Nobody's coming. Probably could have shortened this down if you just didn't offer it. Oh, no, wait, no. It's going to be one driver. One driver coming down pit road. It looks to be Ty Gibbs. Ty Gibbs is going to be the one and only driver on pit road this time. And honestly, I don't think he really cares to compete. He's got $1 million in the bank if he can just not wreck. And obviously, not wrecking is a lot easier said than done. But when you have a 3-lap lead, you legitimately just need to not wreck. Or you just need the rest of the field not to wreck. Because if you crash on the white flag lap, you still win the race. Or you still win your $1 million, even if you do wreck the car. You might get a smaller cut of it from your grandfather when you tear up his car, but hey, you just won him $1 million. He probably won't feel too bad about the car then. But yeah, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. If you guys are enjoying the content, feel free to leave a like. Subscribe if you guys are new, so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. But yeah, we are currently alright, so let's say 119 was their last lap. How many laps have we run? Because I'm starting to wonder if maybe Bubba and some of these other guys might start to run very low on fuel since they were hitting very early in the window to begin with. And now we're in double overtime. Good thing is we don't usually see much more than double overtime, so hopefully that logic reigns supreme and we don't see triple overtime today. Alright, so here we go. Yeah, we are just chilling out here. Hopefully everybody's having a good time. Alright, so again, we got Bubba Wallace, Larson, Byron, Hamlin, Barry, the top 5. Barry jumped up quite a few spots because of that choose cone last time. Hocevar, Briscoe, Priest is up to 8th. Busher to 9th, and Christopher Bell rounding out your top 10. Gilliland in 11th. Not bad. Not a bad day for Gilliland. SVG on track for a top 20. Catherine Legg could be potentially, sorry, stumbled over my word there, could potentially be in the running for a top 15 finish if she can just get a good restart here. And a top 15 in that car, even if she did get a little lucky due to strategy, which honestly, I don't know how much luck she did get on strategy. All right, it's going to be Larson, Bubba, Barry, Byron, Hocevar, Hamlin, Bell, Priest, Keselowski, and Busher, the front 5 rows here. In the inside line, you've got Bubba Wallace, Byron once again. On the outside, you've got Larson and Barry again. Very few changes on this restart inside the front. In fact, no changes on this restart in the front 3 rows, I don't believe. And again, we're going to be looking to see what chaos happens here because, again, lots of drivers poking out of line could very easily go wrong. But, again, last time, Bubba and Larson had basically made it a race amongst just the 2 of them. And somehow, and then they wrecked in the back, which led to this restart here. So the only change in the front 3 rows is that instead of Briscoe, there's no Briscoe inside the top 10, and instead it will be Hocevar on the outside of Denny Hamlin for row 3. Then row 4, you've got Priest on the inside, Bell on the outside, Busher on the inside of row 5, and Keselowski will be outside row 5. So there we go. Yeah, no idea where Briscoe ended up after all that, but yeah, that outside 3rd spot must have been a really bad one for him. All right, so there we go. As I say, they are running dangerously low on fuel here for Bubba Wallace. The rest of the field pitted about 2 laps later. So I think Bubba should be the only one really overly nervous here. But obviously, we've seen some drivers that sometimes they don't get the cars completely full either. So, all right, let's see. What do we got? Here we go. Coming off turn 4, there goes the pace car. Field in the hands of Larson and race leader Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace trying to confirm a spot in the NASCAR Cup Series playoffs here with a win today. Larson trying to tie Hamlin for the winningest driver of the year. Green, green, green. Green flag's out. We are back to racing. And everybody popping out of line once they get past that start-finish line. Here we go. Down into turn 1 and 2. Larson on the outside. Bubba Wallace on the inside. Looks like Bubba's going to get a better jump this time as he gets as he goes ahead, and he is going to be clear of Kyle Larson through 1 and 2. Now he just needs to get back to that start-finish line before a crash occurs. Here we go. Everybody poking out of line here, looking left and right. The question is, how long will they go? Will there be a caution? No yellow here. Through turn 3 and heading toward 4. Oh, 2 cars way up out of the groove. They hang on to it. Looks like we're going to see the white. We are going to see the white flag. Last lap here for Bubba Wallace. Bubba Wallace is going to go ahead and take the white flag. 1 lap to go here. He's got Kyle Larson in hot pursuit. William Byron in 3rd. Here we go. As they're going to be coming around, the question is, can Larson find room to get a move on Bubba? If he can't, Bubba Wallace will find his way to victory lane here. If there's a caution before they get a chance, Bubba Wallace will win a race here. So the question is, can Larson find a way to get up on Bubba Wallace? It does not look like he will. Down through 3 and 4 for the final time. Bubba Wallace looks like he's going to be kissing the bricks here at Indianapolis. the race screen already showing it, and it is going to be off the final corner. No challenge from behind. It's going to be Kyle Larson coming up short of the victory. Bubba Wallace wins at Indianapolis. Larson second, third Hamlin, fourth is going to be Ryan Preece. A great run from Ryan Preece and Brad Keselowski rounding out the top five. A great run for the RFK guys. Unfortunately, a stab in the heart to Ryan Preece, as he will now either have to bump out Chris Buescher if he has any shot to point his way into the playoffs, and they are going to be fighting it out for the race win. Yeah, they're going to be desperately clutching at straws trying to get a race win, but great job, Bubba Wallace. Gilliland getting a sixth place finish. Seventh, Ryan Blaney. Eighth will be Christopher Bell. Ninth, Bubba Wallace. Ninth is Bowman. And rounding out your top 10 will be Carson Husfire. They had a big on-screen graphic that came up with Bubba Wallace, as I was saying in the thing. So, as per usual, we will go through the full finishing order. But if you guys just came here for the race results, or if you guys just came here for the reaction to the finish, thank you guys for joining again. If you guys enjoy these streams, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new. But as per usual, we'll give credit to every single driver for their finishing position here. So, and also a big congratulations, because I believe Ty Gibbs does it. Ty Gibbs will be your in-season tournament champion. $1 million to Joe Gibbs Racing and Ty Dillon. So, again, we got Bubba Wallace first. I'm going to have to go off on the leaderboard on my phone because the one on the screen is just not working. So, Larson second, Denny Hamlin third. Denny Hamlin, fastest lap of the day. Preece fourth. Fifth was Keselowski. Sixth, Gilliland. Seventh, Blaney. Eighth, Bell. Ninth, Bowman. And 10th was Hocevar. We already went through most of those ones. And there he is, Bubba Wallace doing the W out the window with his hand. We got Justin Haley. Justin Haley in 11th place finish, not bad. Hunter Nemechek coming home with a 12th place finish. 13th, Chase Elliott. 14th, Chris Buescher. And rounding out the top 15 is Austin Cindric. William Byron, 16th. 17th will be Catherine Legg. 18th, Chase Briscoe. 19th, SVG, Shane Van Gisbergen. And rounding out your top 20 was Cole Custer. 21st, the $1 million Ty Gibbs. Getting 21st. 22nd for Josh Berry will round out your lead lap finishers. AJ Allmendinger and Jesse Love, the two drivers who finished one lap down in 23rd and 24th, respectively. Kyle Busch rounds out your top 25, 2 laps behind the race. Riley Herbst, the only other driver 2 laps down, also in 26, finishing 26th. 27th for Daniel Suarez, and 28th for Ty Dillon. I don't know what happened necessarily. I mean, I guess just repairing damage must have cost them 3 laps, but if I'm the Dillon crew, I am not risking $1 million. I'm not giving up on $1 million at the chance that we might be able to fix his race car and actually compete for more than that. I'm staying on the lead lap at all costs in that situation. So I have no idea why he lost 3 laps. And then we got Tyler Reddick coming home in the 29th position, 5 laps shy of the checkered flag. And Michael McDowell, after a flat tire early in the race, comes home 6 laps behind the race. 7 laps down was Zane Smith coming home 31st after his late race crash. Joey Logano comes home 8 laps shy in 32nd. 33rd for Noah Gragson, 15 laps off the pace. Josh Bilicki comes home 34th. 35th will be Ricky Stenhouse Jr. on the day. Eric Jones comes home 36th after his crash. Cody Ware coming home 37th. 38th for Austin Dillon. And dead last, the very first DNF of the day, Ross Chastain in that brilliantly painted Busch Light lime car coming home 39th, 151 laps off the checkered flag. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you guys did enjoy this live stream, feel free to leave a like, subscribe if you guys are new, so you guys don't miss any future videos or live streams. And if you guys want to check out some Pokemon trading card game videos, I do have those over on the gaming channel. So hopefully you guys enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next video, live stream, whatever you guys decide to do with the rest of your day. Have a great day, everybody, and goodbye.